everybody. Welcome back to the Monday sound stream. Now actually on Monday again because, internet seems to work this time. We'll find out. It's kind of a weird thing because we streamed in the middle of last week, so there's not that much news.
We took half the news for last week.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a tier list today because that's what we do when there's less news. It is insanely light. Anyways, welcome
is
to the stream.
next week, right?
No.
Comic-Con's next week, right?
We're 2 weeks out still.
Comic-Con is the week of my birth.
Yep. We're still 2 weeks out.
You'll know it's Comic-Con when I start going like, my birthday's close.
And in some reason, Kaos has the head of Wolverine in his head and his hands for some reason.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys want to introduce yourselves? Round table it up. Say hi.
Hello.
Well, I want to say hi because I already dreamed about this moment. But in my dream, we were on top of a giant skyscraper. And we were talking about McFarlane toys, funny enough. But it wasn't when it was actually announced. It was about a new Wu-Tang inspired figure about a character named Spoick.
I don't know why
there's a character named Spoick.
I don't know why Kaos. You know how the Yakuza games have like those post game endless tower battles to go up to?
Yep.
I don't know why Zack doesn't go up that tower. We had to fight Todd McFarlane himself. We had to fight Todd McFarlane himself at the top of that tower.
Just a stream. We had to fight a wave of enemies climbing a tower.
and we pick up we use wheels as a weapon.
Wheels, do you want
we
to
just
ran my Jeremy car. Wu-Tang is for the children.
I mean, as long as we can put me on top of Todd and I can do the infamous I'm gonna put like the frame of the chair over his throat intimidation thing. Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
And I'm Ryan. You know what? Speaking of Todd,
it's get canceled like Undertaker did today.
You know, it's funny we're talking about Todd because I love that on the Anime Expo Shadow Generations panel, Azuka mentioned how Shadow was heavily influenced by Spawn. I'm like, oh, that makes all the sense now.
It does. Everything makes sense when you realize it's inspired by Spawn. Yeah, I mean, Anime Expo was this past weekend. Did anybody go to Anime Expo? Those in the chat.
I don't think our audience have money to do that.
I don't think so. I was gonna say it always looks like a nightmare of an event to go to because it just seems way too overcrowded. Because I heard they oversell the event every year.
Yeah, they did what Power Morphicon did in 2010 and in 2018.
I heard 15 was bad. I heard 15 was a nightmare. Have you any thoughts on the preview of the dark beginning short episodes from the clips we saw?
It's probably the best Sonic animation I've seen.
I know, right? It's like
really good, yeah.
It's like I think some people really are confused. It's not Fly and Bark doing the animation. It's people who work on Rise to the TMT working on the animation. I think some people are really getting confused about that.
It's just some of the talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked good. I just want to see it at this point. I want to see the whole thing. I don't want to dissect it too much. It was funny. Apparently at Anime Expo, they showed the video at 75%.
It's like zoom in. Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
Psycho said, did the meet and Geets amount to nothing? Yep. You could meet the Geets suit. Ultraman had a big booth, but neither had announcements. Neither had any news announcements. Shout was there, but there was nothing. So
Arc came out the day of Anime Expo. So what's the point? Your new show's already out. Right?
I wasn't shocked that Ultraman didn't have any announcements, but I was like, Shout got a Geet suit and had no news for writer.
Well, yeah, because wasn't it Anime Expo where they revealed was it Kuga and Five Man?
Yeah. It was. They were there. They had a Geet suit that people could take photos with, and
well, why would you meet with Geets when you can meet Emmy and Arc at the same time?
That's for me. Yeah, it'd be like
and
whatever.
Zero with
Geets.
Cape. Zero with Cape.
Yeah. Zero with his cape was pretty good. Yeah, there's the Ultimate card game getting announced on Wednesday, right? Ultraman Day is Wednesday, so maybe we'll get. Maybe Mill Creek will surprise us something. Maybe Mill Creek will be like, "Here you go, Blu-ray." Yeah.
Here's Zed Trigger, Decker, and Blazar. Here you go.
Yeah, they might surprise us. They've done it before. I think that in general, I think that it's kind of sad that we're sort of, how do I put this? We're in a weird lull with Toku like physical media at the moment. I just got the Guyver, and Taiga and Giban are out this month, and then it's like, well, what happens after that? Besides the Media Blasters writer set, you know?
I mean, with Ultraman, we know they're coming because they made that deal. Okay, we're just waiting for the announcements. But at least with Ultraman, we know like we're safe for Ultraman. I'm pretty sure because we know
Ultraman's
that
pretty safe. It's everything else where I'm like,
else.
what next?
Wait, there is something else?
Well, I mean, what's left? Because what's left? Because because Sentai and Rider are not gonna do anything anytime soon.
I mean, that's what I'm like looking at. So Discotek, yeah. Spin Dash is mentioning Discotek news from Otakon. Yeah, like Discotek's weird this year. Like I know they did a ton of announcements and they've just been working on releasing stuff, but they haven't done any like announcements like all year practically. There's been a couple things where they're like, oh, hey, we're announcing this, and it went up. But like they've been kind of light on news, and so I'm kind of like slightly terrified when they just start dropping news at Otakon because that's the next thing confirmed for them.
I'm honestly I'm not surprised Digimon. I'm not surprised that Digimon, because I was thinking, it's like, man, why is the Digimon movie set taking so long? That probably's in like approval hell because they need approval of everything for that set.
Every
music,
new dub thing, every text thing, every art piece, every every step of it.
I mean, music and like I imagine the old dub has to be rechecked again. Probably, I won't be surprised. Even all that stuff.
Yeah, I think they, see, Spendash was mentioning that they said they're going to have an online stream, like, announcement, like, pre-recorded, and then an in-person one, and they're going to cut some of the stuff from the in-person one, but it'll still be on the online. They revealed so much stuff in January, like Dr. Grid mentioned, that it's just kind of like we're in the let things come out kind of thing. But I was just like looking at like, Toku releases for the year, and it's like after this month we have nothing confirmed. So it's it's the Media Blasters. I just kind of have that off to the side because that's like a limited edition, like kind of little side thing in a lot of ways. But outside of that, like we don't have any concrete dates on what's next after this month, and I was just trying to like figure out how to balance videos out, and I was like, we don't know when the next of anything is after this month, but it's kind of interesting. MJ Klein, they announced the Giban Blu-ray a while ago. It's been up for pre-order for a while. I've had it on order for like a month and a half. It's out this month.
Also,
soon.
I think some people have it already.
Yeah, some people have it. I already got my Mazenkaiser. Nothing else early from Crunchyroll store shipped from that Discotek order, but Mazenkaiser showed up, which was cool. Anyways, I guess we should get on to the news, but do you want to shout out who's in our text chat?
Welcome, Dr. Grid, Jamie's World, MJ Klein, Muteka T, Paltrex, Hekuo, Soulman, Spin Dash, Hellfire, Toma, and Zeltrex.
Welcome, everybody. Let's just go with the basic stuff. Hit the like on the stream if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel, gets the stream out to more people, really gets cool things happening. Hit subscribe if you want to join the chat, because the chat is subscribers only, which is pretty cool. And then we also have channel memberships if you want to help support the channel directly to get us through what is already a bumpy July, thanks to YouTube things that I will talk about at a later time. It's called Please Stop Letting Your Copyright Bots Be Run by AI.
Speaking of Ultraman, props to Subaraya for making a actual English version of Ark's intro with English credits and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and not like just little subtitle things. Like they changed the text like it was old school Funimation or something.
Yeah, for people who don't know, the English dub for Arc and I imagine everything moving forward for Ultraman English stuff is on his own separate channel. So they'll watch because before with Blazer's dub, you had to switch the audio to English and such, but now I imagine because here's the thing, I think some people still don't know you can switch audio tracks on certain YouTube videos.
Probably because Subaraya is the only channel I've ever seen in my entire time on YouTube to actually use the audio switch feature.
Yeah. So instead of relying on that, they just go like, okay, it's gotta be easy for people to just find the English stuff separately on a separate English channel, which is nice.
And then,
which
of
is really
course, if you
nice.
want to watch the Japanese version with English subtitles,
It's
it's on the Ultraman official channel, as always.
channel.
So.
Yep. I think also the nice thing
Options are
about
good.
I think also the nice thing about the new English Ultraman channel is because I imagine you tried to tell people, hey, go Ultraman's free on YouTube, go watch it, and they go to the Japanese one, they'll get lost because Super uploads everything on there. So I imagine you go like you try to find the show and you just get lost in all the advertisement
Yeah, the
videos and
English
all that
channel's a
stuff.
lot more streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
So, welcome Alex Ashbourne and Common Jojo. Let's get to the news. First up, PSAs. Last week was my vacation week on the channel, minus the day I did stream on Wednesday. It was nice. I feel rested and feel like I can make videos again, which is great. My morale is up, unless I look at my YouTube Studio page. Anyways,
Damn right.
guys,
Now.
I just want to say, whatever copyright bot decides to like copyright claim a video that has 322 views after like a year and a half, I hate you, copyright bot. Why would you even bother?
Is this for the Digivice or one of the short compilations?
Nope, it's a Month of Monsters video.
Wait, what? Which one?
Kick Me While I'm Down. It's the day 31, and it's a copyright claim for a royalty-free music piece.
Oh, come on, really?
Yep. And I'm just like, I haven't even dealt with it yet. I'm just kind of mad. I'm just like low key upset about it, and I'm just like, could you just like it? That video is made like maybe $1. Like, what is even like? Why would you even bother? Why would you even bother with this? Anyways, I'll deal with that at some other point. The Digivice video is still in dispute for anybody keeping track of our little saga.
It's still in limbo land.
Still in limbo. 6 more days left before my dispute expires, and I don't know what happens after that.
6 more days? Jeez.
Yeah, 6 more days until it's 30 days since I filed it, so we'll see what happens.
Damn it, that's 6 months?
Yeah, 6 more days. Yeah, everything's a little screwy, so it's, if you guys notice that, like, the next few videos are me not being super ambitious with editing and cool things, it's because I'm not sure right now if I'm like on a watch list or something. Anyways.
It's the first time you've been on a watch list.
Yeah, it ain't the first time. Last week's videos was we had these two the Mystery Shorts compilation and the Marvel Shorts compilation. Just a couple Shorts compilations I threw together because I just want to take time off. That was the easiest way to do it. Last week's Shorts, though, were new. We had Reno Ichikawa from Kaiju number 8, and we had a little compilation of footage from me going to the One Piece Cafe. So that was fun stuff. Yeah. 10,000 people watched that in the first 6 hours.
And by the way, tell me more about that mocktail.
I need to go look up what the ingredients were on that, because the thing was good.
Oh.
Let me find
I think you're... I could be very wrong, but I feel like you were one of the few people that did like at least a short video about the One Piece Cafe, because I see people go to it, but I haven't seen like a full video about
it. Let's see, the all blue mocktail was a fresh infusion of oolong and blue pea flower tea infused with the essence of key limes and a hint of daring presence of a man-eating shark.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Was there a buggy theme? Was there a buggy theme item?
No, I don't think there is.
No.
Yeah. Master Ben says this week's Soundout reviews all the Deadpool action figures. No, not this week. We're gonna be closing in on Deadpool and Wolverine. There will be Deadpool and Wolverine videos, I promise. The temptation is there, and it seems like
are you gonna review the Wolverine bucket?
I don't even know where to buy the Wolverine bucket. Like, what theater chain is that attached to? Because if it's AMC, I can't. I don't have an AMC.
You know what? The Wolverine bucket. Is it a Regal or no?
Hold on, let me look up.
While you guys look that up, the Star Wars Vintage Collection Cantina, Mos Eisley Cantina Haslab ends in 7 hours and 3 minutes. It's currently at, he says as he refreshes, 11,577 backers, so it has been funded. The new Greedo figure has been unlocked to be included. And who knows, maybe it'll make it to 14,000 for the next figure. I still think that the structure on the tiers is a little backwards. I think they should have done Forearm
It's
Dude
aimed,
and Wolf Guy and then Greedo, kind of like how the Hiss Tank put Cobra Commander as the last tier. But yeah, anyways.
It's
happening.
AMC. It's AMC for the Wolverine bucket.
Cool. I won't be getting
AMC,
it. I have no AMCs here. None.
But if you
I think
were
the
able to
ones-
get it,
Yeah.
But if you were able to get it, will you do a short on it?
Yeah. I gotta.
I think the
don't know.
AMC's near me are like near the the other town of the mall, which I ain't going to.
Yeah. I probably I don't know. Maybe you can order them.
Yeah, you can actually on the website, but no one told me, and that's why I'm like still pissed that I couldn't get a lot of the ones that I missed out on for the Thor and the Cube for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No one told me that you could just order them off the website, and so like I missed out on like both those things. I think.
I think the only one I knew I could order was the Blue Beetle one from Cinemark. Because I went to Cinemark and they're like, order it. They're like, we're not getting that in our theater. I'm like, oh, okay.
Here's the imagine even if it weren't available to Cinemark, I imagine you still would have fought your way to buy it.
I would have yeah, because it's Blue Beetle. Yes, Muteki, I funded the Cantina. I bought all 8,000 that needed to be bought. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you bought all the.
I
I thought you bought all the fire. I thought you bought all the fireflies.
Yeah, no, I. Anyways, that is that for the PSA segment. You guys ready for some McFarlane Toys news?
It's good old crazy
Well,
Uncle
I
Todd
mean-
time.
I mean,
Are we gonna get Spoic?
I wish now. I mean, nothing in this news batch lives up to the dream of Spoic. We need
Oh no, one that got me real excited because it's from a great comic.
Kaos, you gotta draw this Spoic thing as a comic now.
I do.
It
It's
needs to
the Legend
happen.
Spoic.
It's just too good. It's
If
too
you do
good.
Cass, if you do make Spoic, we should make him the division mascot of these
Yeah.
streams. Then
Exactly.
Yes. All right, we gotta brainstorm Spoic now, right?
Right now, I already got an idea. Is that like it looks mildly like we got Spawn at home kind of thing. but you got pretty much he's like a Spawn at home kind of aesthetic. But he also, because of the Spoic, I'm thinking Spock, so he has to have like huge elf Vulcan ears.
yeah, he's like huge elf
Also
ears.
remember the Wu-Tang connection. So you gotta have something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a he's a W
he
like
has to have the
insignia.
trigram logo like on his chest.
Yes, there you go.
Trigram logo like on
But
his
it's,
chest.
but it's,
or, like,
and instead of like the
trigrams
really
throughout his, like, oh yeah.
and instead of the really fancy cape, it's like a garbage bag cape or something like that.
It's like Spawn when he woke up in that alley one time.
Yep.
All right, let's do some McFarlane news. First up, these are all like tease reveals that will be, moving their way on. Jeremy Carr wants Wu-Tang emojis. Do you think we could get in trouble for that?
I
don't know.
I don't think we want to risk that.
Yeah.
Welcome,
yeah.
Counter 64. All right, Ragman is going to be joining the collector's edition line. Ragman is a character that I think 90% of the people that know of his existence know him from the fact he was on Arrow for a bit before they just like wrote him off because he was too expensive.
I can't believe we're getting a Ragman action figure. I kind of love that.
I
He's such
know.
a obscure. He's such a zealous hero, but I love that. Like, look, I get people.
I wouldn't even say
multi-
Z-list. That's kind.
Like, I
We gotta
get.
go
I
to Greek
get
alphabet
like,
now, Soundout?
Yeah, we need the beta alphabet.
Delta. Yeah, he's Delta tier. Like, I get people want McFarlane figures of like, a big Barda or Black Canary, and I feel we will one day.
Bro,
But I
don't
kind of
know why
love.
we don't have a Barda. Don't get me started.
But I do love we're just like McFarlane's like, let's do all the random people because like I don't think Ragman ever got a figure
No.
during Mattel.
This is the
No.
first Ragman figure ever.
Yeah, so the fact we're getting like I just love that. It just feels something new and fresh. Like like you can't compare Ragman to any other Ragman because he's the only Ragman figure out there.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing too is that because I think like some of these characters that we do want, like Barda and Canary and stuff, they have so many to compare to. And it's like with Starfire, I feel like they made the best Starfire by just like working on it for a while, you know?
Mhm.
Kind of like when they finally gave us Wonder Woman. That's now my new favorite Wonder Woman figure. Is the collector
Wish that
edition
was.
Wonder Woman.
I just wish that was more available.
Yeah. So I think they're kind of like working on some of these characters longer, and it's like Ragman. Like if you screw up a detail on Ragman, who the hell is gonna care? It's.
I mean, like
Ragman.
these pics, these pics.
He's
like,
a man encased in living rags.
I
That's
mean,
his whole
here's
thing.
the thing. The fact that they're choosing something as skill characters shows that someone at McFarlane, whether it be Todd or someone, it's going like, I want to make a Ragman figure. I don't care what people say or how well you sell. I want to make a
because
Ragman
McFarlane
figure.
Toys isn't a corporation, there's no one telling them no.
Yeah.
This is why Super 7 failed.
Yeah. All right. Ragman will be going up for pre-order July 12th at retailers. All right. Next up.
MJ Klein, never heard the character, wonder why Ragman's got love. He did make an appearance in a tie-in comic for Batman Bring the Bold.
Yes.
That's like where I first encountered the character.
It's about as close as it is.
I think I heard of him right before the Arrow show because they referenced some of the shit he did in Arrow, and I was like, oh shit, yo, that's cool.
Speaking of Brave and the Bold, here's Silver Age Clock King.
Look at him. He's so stupid. I love him.
He's so dumb. He's perfect.
I love his love his literal watch belt.
Yes, I'm also loving that all of these have cloth capes. That's a good
with
thing.
wires. Todd
Yeah.
has found Todd has found the secrets of it. We'll just give our capes wires.
Now there was a leak. The Platinum Edition version of this figure will be Dr. Time. So that is a different character, but Clock King is way more well known. Mostly because of his Batman animated series reinterpretation. Then Brave and the Bold was like, we got to remember when this dude wore a clock for a face.
AKA better.
Yep. I also like when they put hashtag Clock King, so you can click it and find this one tweet. And then this one thing with Clock King from Arrow from 2015 with Deadshot and Ra's al Ghul. That's like the only tweets. Hashtag Clock King. Next up, we have Red Hood, the Joker version.
Yeah, you're gonna get fucked.
The Joker version of Red Hood, nice cloth cape and everything. He's also going up for July 12th.
I was sort of semi-disappointed because I thought we were getting a new Jason Red Hood, but it's still nice to get a Buckethead version of Red Hood.
Fun fact.
At least we already had regular Jason Todd Red Hood before they dropped this motherfucker on us, because this is the reason why Classics failed.
It's not, Wheels. You always forget the Red Hood they gave us in DC Classics was Jason Todd. It was just the Jason Todd that nobody wanted.
Yes.
Hold on,
also, Wheels. Also, Wheels. Please tone down the F-bombs. We're only 24 minutes in at the stream.
Yeah, we're not deep enough for that.
New York.
Yeah, we have to be 30
I
minutes
was just
in.
gonna say that all that figure needs is a speech bubble saying a fitting end for his kind. And if you don't get it, that's what he said in the first issue of his first appearance, Batman, when he punched the dude in the acid. OG Batman did not care.
A lot of people thought that they made Joker Red Hood in Classics when it was this figure. No, this is still Jason Todd. He was just wearing the old Joker dome head for some reason.
Also, pretty honestly awful outfit, honestly. It's, at least the Joker has a dapper suit.
It's terrible.
It was like one of those final nails in the coffin for the DC.
Because they said, Red Hood's part of the subscription this year, and everyone was like, motorcycle fetish look, and then it didn't happen. And we got this instead.
Yeah, no, that's what killed it for us. And that's why we didn't get Doomsday.
Anyways, I like this new Joker Red Hood because we don't get enough Joker Red Hoods.
I just want to play some. Kelsey, I see this image, the promo image of Red Hood falling to the top. All I just want to play is a Geese Howard noises of him falling down the building.
Literally Terry Bogard when he's reaching for him.
Welcome Kaiji 1954 and Scotty. Kaiji, you've only missed some McFarlane and us vamping on things like Wu-Tang.
And us talking about yes.
You guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
So exciting. Can't wait. It's Agent Liberty.
So is he just not? Is he just discount Captain America? Who is he? I'm not familiar with this character.
Is that a literal garbage can?
Yes, it
lid,
is. Agent
Okay.
Liberty, probably best well known for being a villain in Supergirl on the CW. There's a theme today. This is a McFarlane Toys Store exclusive that'll be available during SDCC and then supposedly on the McFarlane website later.
Is he a character that they can't sell at retail like Zaz? Then
I think it's because nobody wants him.
yeah, because he just looks like a discount Captain America.
Do you want racist Captain America? Because that's what he is.
Like,
Sound like
are, would you use
they did release him. Sound like they did has released him at retail though.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Super.
That's the only thing I can think of. Would anybody want him for customs? That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, his body just the classic DC mold from Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that this is a perfect Comic-Con exclusive / McFarlane Toys Store exclusive because, like, there's somebody who wants this, just not like a ton of people. You know what I mean? You guys ready for the next one?
Somebody out there.
Yep.
The next one is my favorite reveal of the entire batch of stuff we're looking at today. It's 7-inch scale Adam West Batman.
look at him doing the
7
bat,
inches.
doing the Bat 2C.
Because
Having
we got
tape
the what,
wire.
the 5.5 inch
The 5
tall retro
inch.
one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I like that line, but like I wanted an Adam West to go with all my other live action Batmans, and here he is with his cloth wired cape.
Doing the Bat 2C. I love it. He looks
amazing.
great.
He looks so good.
Got Adam West's like rectangle shaped body.
It also he has like a bunch of hands, and he comes with like a batarang and the communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Caos, you hyped for Adam West Batman?
Oh, actually, I think it looks cool.
Yeah,
I love the hands. They're perfect.
I think it's great. All right, next reveal. They're re-releasing the DC Direct Future Bruce Wayne and Ace as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
No, not exclusive. They clarify it's not exclusive.
Aside from the fact their tweet says exclusively during SDCC.
No, I swear I saw a post that it was gonna be. It was. I remember. I think it was Preternia said it was specifically not exclusive to SDC. I'm not. I think it was like
All the McFarlane channels are saying SDCC, so
I'm not sure.
it's possible
I'm not sure,
it's available first at SDCC.
Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah.
it is. I've been getting some misinformation on that one.
Yeah.
On that one, I really hope he's not exclusive to Comic Con because I would like to get the old Bruce.
Yeah,
like,
it's very weird. Because it's like that. This feels like it shouldn't be an SDCC only. Like Agent Liberty makes sense, but
I mean, also like he was. I'm not, like he was.
wait.
leaked a while
I
ago.
think I know what's going on here. I don't know for sure. I'm going to say this is total conjecture just based on the past. I bet he's a Target exclusive that is being sold at SDCC first, and then will be sold at Target later.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's still gold label, and all
Yeah,
the
'cause
animated stuff has been Target.
Yeah, because I was saying,
Oh,
isn't all the
okay.
anime stuff Target? So yeah, that's what. Yeah,
He might be like, oh, Alfred, I think was sold like that last year.
yeah. I mean, also like he was leaked a while ago, and usually I don't think most Comic Con stuff don't get leaked that much. from what I
Agent Liberty
understand.
was in the same batch of leaks as the retail figures, so it's kind of hard.
And
to
but
say.
even then, he's not exclusive to Comic Con. You could still buy him at McFarlane Toy
Store.
Store.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Hold on.
it's hard to interpret some of the McFarlane leaks because of all this. It's getting I want to say it's getting muddier. Yeah, it's getting harder to follow like what is what and where is where and how is what. And
Also, it's just interesting they haven't revealed beyond. Yeah, do you think they revealed Terry at this point? Honestly,
yeah, you'd think because they were originally a 3-pack when it was.
DC Collectibles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the McFarlane website and see if they added them because that sometimes can give you more direct info. If I didn't end up on their retail site, is it McFarlane.com? Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of things with this because it doesn't say that. You know, the problem is that sometimes they say one thing and they actually mean another because it's just somebody running social media. They don't do press releases. I wish they did press releases. Press releases are our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're on the they're not on the McFarlane site set.
And not yet, probably.
We will come back to that and hope for the best in the future.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in superpowers, but with like gold accent colors on 2, and then Superman's logo is red. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing here.
It just premium repaint.
Great Comic-Con exclusive. Now, of note, to go with our theories and our talking, this is the only one in the image to say convention exclusive.
Yeah.
So it says, and this is the one that says will be available exclusively on the SDCC show floor, as opposed to the Bruce Wayne and the Agent Liberty that say they'll be available on the show floor. So
yeah,
I think those other two are early release at Comic-Con. This is one that's going to be Comic-Con only.
Again, perfect Comic-Con. Nothing. You don't feel bad missing it.
Exactly. All right, then we get Dick Grayson Batman, who looks great.
I was really excited to see it because I love Grant Morrison's run of Batman with Dick as Batman, and I hope I get Damian because we really kind of need a new Damian. Haven't got one in a while, and the red and green one's pretty bad. So
yeah.
So again, Wire Cape, Todd's really showing off the other companies right now. With those
and then
things.
from Batman Superman World's Finest, we have the fusions Batman and Superman that was made from Green Lantern fusing Batman and Superman into one person.
I'm like, well, finally, what took it? Like, because especially with the speeding bullets, figured like that was like instant repaint with this thing. I was wondering, like, what? I was wondering, and when they were doing this, this was when the when I saw this in the world, that was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. It's like Dan Moore being near.
Why have we not gotten it already? But hey, we're finally getting it.
What have you have Batman card literally do the fusion dance?
Yep.
And here it is. I love it.
Couch, you got any thoughts on Bat Vegeta? He might have stepped away. His wheels here. I was just gonna give you guys a chance.
Super Bat.
This Dick Bat and Adam West are going to launch pre-orders on July 25th. So 12th for the collector's edition figures, and then the 25th for the other 3. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, you guys got any thoughts?
You know what's my favorite? I do love the tweet though. Got like Batman TM / Superman TM.
Yeah. Batman / Superman TM would have been better, I think.
Reminds me how in the Dragon Ball Budokai games, everybody has their like copyright, like TMs or retro trademark logos next to their names in those games, so it always looks funny.
Yeah, I think it's like where you have to have licensing, or else everything falls apart, right? Licensing is key.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gotta have your trademarks in.
What? Autobot Hot Rod, Autobot Cup, and Decepticon
Autobot Jazz.
Yeah. Good times.
Remember, Ken. The reason why Ken the Street Fighter got the last name Masters because they didn't want to have another blonde Ken next to Barbie's blonde Ken. After when the G.I. Joe Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. Gotta love when toy licensing gives a character a last name. All right, next up, let's go to some entertainment news. Batman Ninja came out 6 years ago, but they said, you know what? Let's make a sequel. So Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League will come out at some unknown date in the future. We got a teaser trailer, which basically shows that Batman and Robin will be in another world where the Justice League are the Yakuza League. And
this looks like a direct sequel because the first film did end with them going home, so I imagine the idea is like they think they went, Bruce and Damian think they went home, but it turns out they went to another world, or like maybe when they were gone in Feudal Japan, something happened to the main Earth that caused this. I think it's implied. I'll say
they isekai the second time is a possible option,
and I'll say it's the Batman Ninja and probably this shows are far better isekai stories than the Task Force X isekai airing right now because they actually are isekaiing.
Scotty, we don't usually cover Funko news because that's just a whole other world I don't live in.
Funko is trash.
I would say that I didn't think the first film look bad, but I think this film was a mass improvement to the animation and art style.
It does feel like a big step up. Like they're more comfortable in the art style.
Also,
for sure.
Damien got back his Vegeta hair, so he automatically looks better.
His hair regenerated.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't the biggest
Here's the
fan of
real
the first
question: Is
Bat.
this gonna actually be good?
Yeah,
Probably.
I wasn't.
The
I don't
original?
know.
I wasn't the
Hope it
biggest
is.
fan of. I was the biggest fan of Batman Ninja. I didn't hate it, but like I feel like it's one of those things where I think it was a fun concept, but I think the pacing kind of threw it off.
Mhm.
Also, they really should. They also, man, some of the actors you can tell, like you got actors like Roger Smith or Yuri Lowenthal that can easily do dubbing easily. Then you have Tara Strong, which is bad
Yeah.
in that film. So the English dub isn't great. I would say that. But this one, I'm cautiously optimistic because it looks fun. I love the design, all the designs of the League, and also at least the tattoos make more sense on Aquaman here than when they give Arthur the Samoan tattoos in the comics.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is your favorite? Which is your favorite of the four Yakuza League members, like design
I think
wise?
I have a bias, so I'll say Jessica. I like her look a lot here.
I love the way they use the
but Arthur's
constructs, like as part of like her hair, like to hold her.
Diana's
hair
a really good. Diana's a really good second also. I really like. I think my least favorite is just Flash because it looks like whoever it's just wearing it's the normal Flash outfit with garbs like Japanese robes on and the hat on him.
I think the thing with Flash is I think when he actually starts to run, that's just gonna like pop off of him, and it's gonna be a really cool visual. Like I can imagine like the way they showed it in the trailer, like Flash is gonna take off, and then like the hat and the robe is gonna be left behind.
I would say at least thank God we don't have a Superman this trailer.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
because I'm glad we're not doing
There
our
would be
evil Superman.
There would be Superman, and it would be Kiryu.
Can we have a story where the Sleek becomes evil, but instead just Clark's the only one that's a good boy?
That could be fun.
I like that. Can we have a resurgence of that? I'm getting so tired of those kind of stories.
Hey Kaus, do you have any thoughts on Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League?
I like how it looks, but I'm not hyped for it. I'm like one of those ones where like I'll watch, I'll be in. There you go. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's kind of cool, but I'm not super.
Yeah, similar dots. Yeah, similar dots, Chaos there.
I am very happy that something like Batman Ninja gets continuation, because I think one of my problems with Suicide Squad Isekai and why I'm not watching it, because I'm just not that interested, is design-wise, they just use like almost evergreen designs. Like there's no like
yeah,
there's no
just looks
visual
boring.
distinction for the Isekai versions of the Suicide Squad from their
It's
normal versions.
yeah,
like
it's
Harley
why
is
I
just
like-
the rebirth design.
Yeah, it's why I say I like Discord's Avengers designs or Future Avengers,
Yeah.
for example, because Future Avengers just the generic evergreen MCU like design, where Discourse is actually anime-fied designs of the Marvel
Mhm.
characters.
And here I like
We
that
don't
it's
have
like
that.
it's through a different filter. Like Wonder Woman's shield design is on her like umbrella. Like it's you know Aquaman's got like the classic Japanese fisherman like bandana thing going on. It's that kind of stuff that I'm like, oh, you're actually
When you're asking
doing
for DC
something.
anime, when you're asking for DC but anime, this is
This is what I'm
closer
looking for with
than-
DC, but anime, yeah, definitely. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen the first film in a long time though, so I'll probably rewatch it before this comes out. I do wish we had a release window instead of just it's coming.
That film surprisingly got a lot of merch from Mattel when that film came out. Surprisingly,
Yeah, well, until they canceled the Demon King Joker, it made me sad. So, anyways, I think it's pretty nice. The next piece of news from Anime Expo that I felt was worth talking about was the trailer for Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. And all I really have to say about the trailer is, well, that looks like a Guilty Gear anime.
I'm happy because one thing I like about what this trailer is showcasing is talk about gears again. Because for people who don't know, Guilty Gear in the world, Guilty Gear after the big event that caused the world to change, pretty much all technology be zapped from existence and magic instead. These new creatures called gears pretty much came about. the best way to describe it, they're like mutants in Marvel is the best way I can describe it. Like some gears
so
are
it pulled the bloody war card of we're just going to do X-Men.
Yeah, not fully.
I'm so glad
but,
I got you.
Not fully, but similar. Dang it. Gears are either humanoid people with like body mutations or just like monstrous creatures. And the big plot point of the Guilty Gear storyline is Dizzy, who is the daughter of Justice, who is technically Soul's quote unquote wife, quote unquote. And she's half human, half gear. And Kai Kiss, the main second protagonist, married her, and their son Sin, who's the blonde guy here in cover, is their son. And the ending of Guilty Gear Strive, because the whole thing is, Kai kept secret that he married Geared the whole time because he's the king of the country in Guilty Gear. So at the ending of Strive, he revealed that his wife is a Gear. So this anime looks like a big aftermath of that, because the main point is that you reveal that your wife is secretly one of these things that humanity hates. Well, time to revolt. So I like that. It's because the main they really haven't delved into that part of the lore much in XR and Strive, because they're focusing on the other parts of the lore. So it's really nice to see them really delve back into that, because I mean it's called Guilty Gear for a reason.
Yeah,
well,
we have to have gears so that they can be guilty.
Yeah. So it's nice to come back, delve into that, and essentially like that looks like Sin is like the main focus character, because Sin is a character that got a lot of focus during the post Guilty Gear X era, where that was after ArcSys couldn't do Guilty Gear anymore because Sega Sammy had the rights to half the characters, and why they had to make Blaze Blue in the first place. So the main Guilty Gear 2 was focusing on Soul and Sin, but once they got all the characters back, Sin kind of was put on the not fully on the backside, but he wasn't like the main focus anymore because they could focus on other characters again. So it's great to see him get spotlight. I'm a big fan of his character, so I'm really glad he can get more
It makes
spotlight
sense
shine.
for him to be a lead.
It does, yeah. He feels like the next generation of the characters.
Yeah, and because especially after Strive's ending, there's a lot. I would say with Strive's ending, there's a lot of say passing the torch, because a lot of even though Soul's in this, without spoiling, things happen to him that he's not the same like he was in older games. I'll say that. I don't want to spoil too much for people who haven't played the game's stories and such like that. But I'm really excited for this. It looks great.
I hope it has
like
a kickin' theme song. It better have a kickin' theme
song.
It
will.
It's
better.
Daisuke.
Daisuke
better give me like the best theme song to an anime that I've ever seen.
It's one thing about Daisuke. He loves his story. He tells his own stories, and he loves music. I mean,
I think the music comes first. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. I think he's he did this whole thing just to make the music.
They're neck and neck, because this Daisuke is a man that cares about his characters. I mean, Soul. He even said Soul's kind of not like a self-insert, but he sees he put a lot of himself into Soul's character. And I mean, he's Soul is even based off Freddie Mercury, also with his real name. So he loves music. So Daisuke loves music.
That's why I love Guilty Gear. I love the music. The music has always been the anchor for me, and then everything else comes after that, because I love the love of music. It's like you play a heavy metal album when you play this game.
That is Guilty Gear. Yeah. For me, I mean, you could tell from my ramblings, I care a lot about Guilty Gear story and characters. So I'm really excited for this.
It's like when I talk about Bayonetta and people are like, "You care about the story?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Bayonetta has a story. How do you feel about 3?
Spin Dash has learned a lot about Guilty Gear throughout this whole thing, which is great.
I'm glad. I'm glad, because
we will cover more updates on this, but this, of course, is coming out next year, so we will see more later, right?
Yep.
All right, next trailer. Agatha All Along. I was not expecting this trailer. I thought they'd save it for Comic-Con. I was not expecting this today, but I was like, it's big news, I guess. I think a lot of us have asked the question over the last 2.5 years since this was announced. Why are we doing an Agatha show? It's like the WandaVision season 2. Like they were like, well, we can't do WandaVision season 2 because of Multiverse of Madness. What do we do instead? Agatha. But it's taken so long. It's kind of, there's been like this Damocles sword hanging over the show of why does it exist? And apparently it's for spooky fun times during Halloween season, and I'm always down for spooky fun times. I was kind of surprised by the trailer that it had a lot more horror elements than I expected to have in it.
I mean,
which I kind of appreciated.
Well, yeah, because when people think Agatha for MC, think that bum bum, but it was Agatha. Oh, but people forget she is a witch for the Salem witch trials.
Who was like hanging onto the Darkhold for a while.
Yeah, of course there's gonna be spooky stuff in it.
Yeah, it's also got Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza in it, and that's enough for me to tune in. Does that make me shallow? Maybe a little bit, but I think that, I don't know. I don't want to discourse it too much, but I do think that, like, I will give it, like, I'm going to watch it regardless because I'm just too deep at this point. But I got to say, it having a 2-episode premiere says to me this isn't going to be another 6-episode show. I think it's going to be longer. And I wonder if maybe the reason they delayed it so much is they're like, let's go extend the show out. Because I wouldn't mind that. Some of these shows go, like, they come in and come out so quickly, and then it feels like you didn't really get a full experience, but it looks fun, and I think it coming out mid-September is perfect because that'll be like I said, Halloween season.
Yeah, how is it gonna be the usual 6-episode deal, or is this like a?
We don't know. I'm assuming it's not 6 if we're getting 2 on the same day.
Yeah, because that means it's only 5 episodes. Yeah, like
because like Acolyte was 8 and we got 2 to start. What was it? Echo dropped all 5 at once. I think it could be WandaVision, like, where it's like 9 episodes. But then they're shorter. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I went through this whole article, and they didn't say anything. It is confirming that they are doing a 9 p.m. Eastern drop time, which has seemingly been working for them quite well with other shows. So, yeah. But it's following up from WandaVision. I guess I should read the description here. They put a description. They put a synopsis. In Agatha All Along, the infamous Agatha Harkness finds herself down and out of power after a suspicious goth teen helps her break free from a distorted spell. Her interest is piqued when he begs her to take him on the legendary Witch's Road, a magical gauntlet of trials that, if survived, rewards a witch with what they are missing. God, this is written a little weird. Together, Agatha and this mysterious teen pull together a desperate coven and set off down the road. So it's adapting, I think that was a comic storyline, The Witch's Road. So, Will with a question mark says it's going to be 9. They confirmed it in May last year. Okay, that makes sense. I figured it was in the WandaVision She-Hulk format of 9. And they've been doing more 9-episode shows. They've confirmed Wonder Man and Daredevil are 9, so... I'm here for 9. I'm here for 9 to 10 episodes. 6 is too little. 13 is too much, maybe sometimes. But 9 to 10 sounds great. So, also, yeah, mysterious teen is Wiccan. They just don't say that it's Wiccan because they want it to be a surprise, or they change their minds. We'll find out later. We can play the fun game of, is this an established character or not?
It's actually magic.
Magic. Anybody got any last thoughts on Agatha before we move on?
Yeah, I think it looks a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah, definitely. My expectations were, I was like, this will probably be fine, but I was like, oh, this actually looks better than I thought it would. It had a little bit more to it than I thought. It's spookier than I thought it would be, which is nice. All right, cool. Moving on. All right, Kaku Ranger's 30th anniversary special is coming soon. It's got a release date of August, and they have confirmed that that good old Junior is back.
But he's no longer Junior. He's old.
he's senior now. I'm just happy because he's one of the iconic villains of Kaku Ranger, and if they did this special without him, it would have felt weird because he posts on social media as his character all the time. So
I love the fake guitar.
He's talking about being a liquor monster.
Could you say that again, but louder, please?
Said, and when he's not talking about that, he's being a Decker Ranger liquor monster.
That's true. He does a lot of things.
Guitar. I love his fake guitar.
His fake guitar looks so fake, it's perfect. There also is other cast members, including this woman. I don't remember what her thing was. I forgot. I looked at this news a week ago.
Which one are we talking about?
You're fake.
Chick from
You're
Geeks or
fake.
Chick
You're
from Rube?
you're a fake cockroach.
I don't think she was in the original show. She looks too young. She has a pink scarf.
Which one is? Which one is it? Is it Geeks girl or is it the girl from Oh no, it's the girl from Rube. It's the evil sister from Rube. Evil goth sister from Rube.
Yeah.
She's gonna be one of the new junior ninja hit squad girls.
And then we also have this lady in the white hair or the silver hair.
That's just Geets.
Yeah.
Surumi.
That's just Shimurumi. And then this guy with his red shirt and black tie.
I feel like
there's a smudge on his suit.
To care about that guy.
Oh wow, is there?
Yeah, I just noticed there's a smudge on his suit over his shoulder.
Shh,
Oh yeah, you're right.
shh, don't mention that.
It's like, shh, don't worry about it. Anyways, that's 4 more cast members. The special's coming out August 4th on Toei Tokusatsu Fan Club in all available regions, which is Japan.
I really hope like when Ninja Man first appears in a special, it's just a cockroach need to eat, like get hungry, they go to a ramen cart, and the guy serving ramen is just Ninja Man.
That'd be great. So Mutagi's like, where's the super form? There's no super form. It's not a movie. It's just a special. It's played up as being episode 54 of the TV show. So,
I mean, this is before Sentai's got super form, so it makes sense.
yeah,
it makes
makes sense. Yeah, you don't need another super form.
All people are not allowed to have super forms in Sentai.
Exactly. And then the other piece of
the
news
real
we got.
plot twist. We're gonna get a new form from Muteki Shogun.
Oh, Muteki Shogun new form. That'd be. If there's a mecha fight in that, I would actually be surprised.
If there actually was, I'd be so happy. But we know we're not going to get that. They hate us.
Alex Ashbourne says, "Where are we going to watch this in the U.S.? From your local fan
Yo.
Exactly.
They ain't bringing that over.
No, Jerry, I need to know. It goes dun 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 dun.
Elevated.
Osprey. For some reason, Osprey, who's a high flyer, has a sea shanty of a song.
That's fun. Speaking of shows you have to consult your local fan subbers for, Kamen Gavu.
That's anybody hungry?
Yeah, Gavu is not candy themed like we thought last week. Gavu is in fact snack themed. And so
it's just that most of those snacks are candies.
Yeah, and so on this it's like candy, lollipop, marshmallow, chocolate, chips. We have other pictures we will look at, but this is the official
I would say
poster.
I am warming up to Gava's design. Well, I like the shorter pants. I think the short pants add like a nice silhouette to him. Still not my favorite of the Reiwa suits, but like it's not bad. I will say I think I'm happy that they have a consistent theme of snacks because my biggest complaint of Gotchar's aesthetic is there's no aesthetic. It's just
because there's 6 different Kami types.
Yeah, because I get it's alchemy and magic, but like alchemy and magic.
It doesn't even stick to that really.
Yeah. So like yeah. I mean, what Gotchar is grass. Like the only one that like fits that theme is what's the female writer?
Majade.
Yeah, Majade. She's like the only one that fits that theme. But like you have Valvera who's car and such.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad
I like
that
that's all snacks. I think it looks fun. I do think that Gavu himself looks like he's gonna like melt in the sun.
Wouldn't that be the chocolate form though?
You think, but I think the gummy worms. In my experience, gummy worms melt much more horrifically than chocolate.
You know, if they make a Steam form of like that the Smarties like chocolate candy, you have to review it in the short.
That's true.
As legacy. As legacy.
Would have to do that. Alex, that is the 65th anniversary of TV Asahi, the network that airs this show. That's what that's for. This will be premiering September. This is key information to know when we get into later news stories. You guys ready to do some Bandai?
Do you have a favorite form? I'm
gonna pull up the picture of the forms where we can see the full bodies of them.
Yeah,
I'll talk about that. But it's within another thing, and that's why we got to do things in the order we're doing them in. All right, boom. We have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Dread Type 0. We briefly talked about this on Wednesday's stream last week because it dropped during that stream. This is an SH Figuart of Kamen Rider Dread Type 0 from Kamen Rider Gotchard. And, of course, he's got his cape, he's got his belt, He's got his hands. He's got his sword. He's got his pistoles. He's got like all the stuff. He doesn't have a glowing effect. They just like showed it like that. He is he is P-Bandaiing for 9,350 yen.
P-Bandai, you're right.
Yeah, can't say retailing. He is listed as having a U.S. release. However, there is no P-Bandai U.S. Link, so I don't know if this is a Commodore 02 situation where they don't realize that it's not being brought over, or he's somehow going to be retail here. That seems less likely. I think the P-Bandai page is just slow, but it's been 3 days. I don't know what's going on.
I would say Dre is probably my favorite design of Gotchard because he just looks, the least like the same aesthetic as everybody else.
Yep. Then you get his power-up forms, and you're like, what is going on? Anyways.
I do like he's just a skeleton. I do like he's just a skeleton.
Yeah. I like him. We also got the teaser for Fire Gotchard, so anyone wondering where Platinum and Rainbow are it's in 2 to 3 years. Because they haven't even revealed Fire
or never.
Yet. Yeah,
or never.
I mean, they'll get to him eventually, I think. But Fire Gotchard is coming next, it seems, because of the teaser for
What, it took how many years for Bill Genius to come out again? Yeah.
Ultraman Arc, though, his figure art is coming at us hot and fast. Ultraman Arc SH figure arts will be released in September 2024 at general retail for 4,400 yen, which is a very reasonable price point. This is going to be the main character of Ultraman Arc himself, Ultraman Arc. He will include his sword, which is great. I'm glad we're not doing, you have to get the sword on P-Bandai with a completely separate figure. And that is nice to see. This will be getting a release in Japan, Asia, US, and Latin America Plus, but not in the EU. Sorry for everyone in Europe yet again. Next up, the Solus armor will be released as an armor pack. You can attach it to the Ultraman Arc, but it does not include an Ultraman Arc body. It is just the armor, 4,180 yen, releasing in October. Which is looking like you just swap out the arms and swap out the shoulder pads and attach the armor on the chest. And it will come with the different cube to put in the sword, so it's specific to the Solus armor, which is pretty cool as well. Then, on top of that, the SH Figuarts Luna armor for the same price, releasing in November. Pretty much the same deal, except now, of course, it is Luna armor. So you need the base Arc figure, but you can buy the armor packs separately. It is nice that the armor packs aren't P-Bandai because they did with Ultraman X, and that was ridiculous because it was like, well, why have an armor swapping gimmick if all of them are P-Bandai?
They haven't ever gave it to us. It's bullcrap.
How many is it? Did he release all of them or not? Or only like few?
They released all of them.
All of the X armors.
None of the armor packs came out over here, including Beta Spark armor, which would go with the Exceed X they did give us.
The only retail one we got was the one that actually comes with X, which is the Gamora suit.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that Solus and Luna armors will be available at retail. MJ Klein, you can do your own conversion of USD. The US releases will have different prices than the direct yen conversion because that's the weird timeline we live in. Okay, you guys ready for me to rant?
All right.
Unless you have other thoughts, go ahead. I need a minute. So.
I mean, it's great that I'm not surprised they're releasing Arc so soon because, by the looks of it, Arc doesn't have any. There's no like support Mecha or any other figure release for Arcs so far, so it makes sense. It's just him by himself, so it makes sense to release these kind of early because you don't have to worry about other things.
Yeah, it does make sense, and usually we have to wait till November for the current Ultraman, but we're getting it in September, which is nice. It's nice. The show will still be on when the figure art comes out, as opposed to the show having been over for a while.
When's Ultra Dad coming out again?
Ultra Dad comes out in January, I think, or December.
Okay, so that's your Ultra for that area then, I guess.
Yeah,
they replace him.
I guess the Luna armor is the November release. Like you'll have all three of the main forms by November.
If he doesn't get a final form, which he will.
Yeah, exactly. So the fun part about all the news today is it's themed around Bandai's greed, and
Bandai.
So just usual Bandai, right? I will be fair warning, guys. I have complaints to make, and I'm going to rant about a couple things. They are listed in my notes as some BS. So We will. There will be some. There will be some. There will be some spiciness coming. You guys ready for this? All right, let's do this. Okay, so we've been waiting. We've been waiting for the card list reveal for Gotchard Ride Chemi Trading Card Phase EX2. Phase EX was a series between Series 2 and 3 that filled in missing super rare rarity chemis that didn't get included in Phase 1 and 2. There was other versions that were included. So I was looking for Phase EX2 to give us the remaining 22 chemis of the main 101 chemis that had not received super rare versions. So I went through, I'm just going to recreate my exact reaction. I went through the writer card list on the website where I saw, okay, we got Hopper 101 and we've got Gigant Liner. Those are the two for Gotchard's movie form. We got Shining Hopper 1 and Shining Steam Liner for Gotchard Daybreak's movie form. We got Kamedon, the 102nd Chemi, which when he appeared in the series, I screamed a little bit knowing my list was not complete. And then we get these like kind of gray versions of the X letters, which is a choice. We got Zine, Punkjack, Geets Oneness, Buffa, Poison Rage, O's Taja Doyle, Taja Dole, sorry.
Right. No, you're right.
O's
No,
Taja Dole
So,
Eternity.
sorry,
Yeah.
Where's the lie?
Kill him.
I don't see the lie.
Kill him.
hey guys, do you love when your mailman just chucks your box on the front of your door?
Oh God.
Did he hit the door?
No, he didn't hit the door, but he just. So I got my Big Bad Toy Store package in just right now. But then I just, I have a security camera, so I checked my security camera, and I just see this yeet the box in front of my cat.
Golly.
She's like, dude, just be glad there's nothing fragile in this box.
For real.
But the boxes look,
Jeez.
but this box look like it's been through war. It's like smashed and crumpled. Oh my God. Thank God Big Bad used good packaging. Packaging.
Anyways, back to ranting. The build crosses the build form. We also have Grease Blizzard, X Geets, Dooms Geets. Those all won polls to be included. Then there's some cards that, sure, why not they exist. They're just the Gotchard writers with like their Chemi logos pictured. And then a couple legends, a Geets Oneness. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Gavu-themed cards, which, mind you, do not make a Gavu sound in the Gotchard driver. They just make a sound for a special Common Writer.
What's a Gavu? Someone who's not watched Gotchard.
Gavu's the new writer.
Oh, okay.
From the new series.
The new one.
Oh, sorry, there's 10
right,
cards.
right.
There's 10 cards based on the new series. And then we have...
Like 10?
There's 10 cards based on the new series in the last Gotchard card set.
Is it is all his different forms?
No, it's just different versions of him and his gimmick items.
Okay.
And then on top of that, they did these decade style cards for Kuga through Gotchard for all the main writers. And that's it. That's it. Where are the other 22 Chemis? And as Hellfire pointed out, in Phase 4, they already did Gotchard writers plus their Chemis as cards. Where are the other 220? There's 22 Chemis that are missing in Super Rare Rarity, which match the deluxe toys. Where are they? Because this is the last retail card box. It comes out at the end of July. The show ends at the end of August. There is not another card series coming, which means, are they going to P-Bandai? Are they going to P-Bandai the last 22 Chemis on me?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's ridiculous. Like, this set, if you are collecting Legend Writer cards, there's some benefit here if you don't have a bunch of them. But most of this set is redundant. These decade-style cards are cool, but the problem is that they just make the same sounds as the regular ones.
They should have been like extra, like that. They should have been like a P-Bandai thing. I feel like
exactly. They should have been the P-Bandai thing. All these Gavu cards make no sense to include because they don't make any sounds.
I get driving hype for the new series, but 10? That's a bit like I say like 2, like your record and your alt art card, because I know they do alt arts for Gotchards. gotcha cards, but still like 10. Like like.
And as
but then,
Hellfire says, they still need to finish regular Kimmies, Repli Kimmies, and Daybreak Kimmies. And yet, look at all the stuff they wasted this box set. I feel like they wasted this card list by filling it out with so much Legend Rider.
That's the thing. It's not even like it's not like I think the thing is if gotcha cards were like part of a card game, I can understand maybe why, but this isn't a card game. There shouldn't be this many of the same character, for example. Like, if this was a card game, then okay, maybe I understand why there's 10 Gavi, but it isn't.
And the thing is, the Gavi cards all make the same sound, which is just special common
just new,
Rider.
new hero. And all that
the
stuff.
only cards I actually need from this is Hopper 101, Shining Hopper 1, Gigant Liar, Shining Steamliner, and Kamedon. I'm not buying a box that has 127 possibilities for 5 cards. I'm just going to buy singles.
It's like you're playing a Digimon or Pokemon game, and then they advertise, oh, you can catch this many Pokemon in the game, but for some reason you can't get the remaining Pokemon because they're just not in the game, even though they advertise.
It's like you buy both versions of the Pokemon game, and you're like, my Pokédex is almost complete. Why is there 22 missing?
Yeah.
I did everything. I got everything that exists. Why are there 22 not here still?
Oh, don't you just love that DLC stuff?
Well, no, there's not any DLC.
There's not even DLC. There's just nothing. They just don't exist. They're just on your list, and you can't own them. You can't have them at all. That's what it feels like right now. And there's going to be totally. See, Muteki says it's an EX set. The previous EX set was all about. Oh, there's only 3 cards per pack. Yeah, that's even more ridiculous. The previous EX set was all about filling in gaps of the Kimmy collection, and this just feels like they gave up on the Kimmies.
It's like if during Decade they did not release the final, let's say, they did not release like Decade Complete and like DN's cards if they were due.
It's kind of like if they didn't release, because some of these are used for forms that don't have SR cards. There's common versions of these, but there's not the shiny ones. It's like if they didn't release like, Hibiki and all the Hibiki form cards, like those just didn't exist. Like all the Blade form cards didn't exist because they're less popular. They're just like, oh, we're just not going to release those. That's what it feels like. But I just feel like I don't know. I'm not going to buy any more Gotchard stuff until we find out what the P-Bandai plans are with the card sets, because I don't want to go out and buy a Valva Rusher and then find out I have to buy a Mad Wheel card with the card set that's going to include the missing cards. Ridiculous. Keep moving on. Yeah, Will says, Toyland isn't healthy when the toys aren't being released because these ones aren't popular. That's exactly the problem. It feels like they maybe Gotchard sales weren't good, and they're like, let's just give up on Kimmies and put out more Legend Rider stuff.
I mean,
remember when half of Revice's Toyland was P-Bandai?
Yeah. Also, I was so mad I forgot to switch the tag from SH Figure Arts. Anyways. Benjamin, why is this that I collect Digimon cards? Bandai gets really greedy of those too. Worst example is putting one secret rare and Resurgence booster, which was mostly reprinted cards to begin with. Exactly, it's the same thing. It's really obnoxious, because you're like trying to collect the cards, and then they make it obscenely hard, and it makes me just not want to buy anything, as opposed to, trying to buy harder. And Hellfire brings a good point, too. Bandai never finished the Ghost Savior cards.
Oh, yeah, right, I'm hearing about that.
Yeah. Peacemaker says, coming out of Q2, Gotchard was the second highest of the Reiwa, so maybe a big drop in Q3. Yeah, it's... Bless you, Wheels. It's possible there's a sales drop, but it's just like it feels like they went so all in on Legend Rider and just gave up on the main gimmick of the show.
I feel like the goal of when it comes to card theme Tokusatsu toy lines is you at least want to release every card that makes a unique sound.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, sort of thing. So I think for Decker, I think all the unique sound cards were released at retail, right?
No.
Okay. But even then, like.
It was like Power and Mother of Ultra and stuff were exclusive to P-Bandai.
But at least those makes more sense, because those are obscure people.
Yeah.
For that.
But the thing is, Decker didn't have this gimmick in the show about, let's collect every single Ultra card. The whole point of Gotchard was them hunting down the 101 Kimmies.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
It's so frustrating. That's why the tag for this news is Bandai Y, because we have more Y coming up. You guys ready to move on to the Gavu belt? Should I shut up
Yes.
about cards? All right, here we go. Gavu belt. Here it is. It's called Henshin Belt Gavu. You put the candy
more-
in, and then you crank it.
The drivers
Yeah.
are dead.
Yeah, apparently drivers are dead. Will says, imagine if Bill didn't release all the full bottles. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Oh, holy
Thought Bill
crud!
didn't
Holy
release all
crud!
the
They give
full
Dulcim
bottles.
metal earrings.
Yes, they did.
I'm just hoping I know. I'm just hoping my Bison and Dulcim right now.
Yep.
Also, you want to know how hot it is over here? These figures, my Bison and Dulcim feel warm to touch. That's how hot it is outside.
I don't doubt it. It's really hot here too. Ugh.
Yeah. Like
I'm out.
Hellfire said, it's
out
not that they
after.
haven't released the 101 chemis,
Oh.
but there's no matching set of the 101 chemis. They made 5 rarities on the cards and then couldn't give us one matching set. That's the frustration. It's like the thing is too. It's like if the Geo Ride Watches didn't release everything in deluxe that were used in the show, but they did. They did release deluxe versions of all of them. It's not like Forza where some of them are Gashapon exclusives, but they still look like the deluxe ones.
Yeah, by the end of the show, you got every Astro Switch.
Yeah.
Well, not every. Okay, Forza's Astro Switch because I know there's Nadishko, but still, like every the main 40 got released.
Well, Kyle, when I was meaning by the ride watches, the ones used in the show, which were only the main riders, they didn't use the secondary riders that often. It was like I think they used Cross Z once. It was the main form ride watches because the goal in the show was they had to collect all of the main riders.
All 19.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the goal in the show is collect all 101 chemis, and they have not made a matching set of those cards, and that is annoying because there clearly was slots to do so, but they filled it up with stuff we didn't need. Anyways, Gavu belt looks neat. The whole gimmick is that you put a candy in, and then you crank it, and it looks like it's eating the snack, and then you push the button, and the snack pops out into a little monster.
This belt reminds me of, I think it was Zeo. No, it reminds me of. It reminds me of one of the Ultraman aliens. I forget his name. The one that was the doctor in X. I'm blanking the alien's name.
Yeah.
But that mouth looks like his mouth, and I don't like that.
Dr. Phantom.
Yeah,
Phantom,
Dr.
yeah.
Phantom.
I think
like
because they're
that.
both based off of those like Chinese like dragon mouths. That
It's creepy.
So there's going to be multiple forms, of course. Popping Gummy is the main one. There's Zaku Zaku, Fuwa Melon.
Zaku Zaku, eh?
Zaku Zaku.
Let's see. SC Gundam!
Yeah.
Defender Force!
And also, because Bandai just loves their frickin' money, there's multiple variants of some of these. Like, there's Poppin' Gummy, Punchin' Gummy, and Kickin' Gummy.
So there's
Bitchin'
orange
Gummy.
flavor, blue flavor.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Moving on, they did do a promotional video where we can get a full look at the 4 other forms that have been shown. There is a chocolate cowboy who's got melting chocolate that makes his poncho. Definitely love that. Welcome in, Bristol. We've got a lollipop theme form that is a giant
Which
mech
is
suit.
it's our mech suit of this season.
Welcome, Fire Fury. We have the marshmallow. Looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And then Zaku Zaku, which is the chips, which has the coolest design feature ever, which is that his swords are exploding chip bags. Like the handle is a chip bag that's been crunched, and then the chips are flying up, and that's what makes the sword. I think Zaku Zaku's my favorite, even though Chocolate Cowboy's pretty cool. Just because
Chocolate Cowboy's my favorite.
Chocolate Cowboy, I think, would be my favorite. It wasn't for how
like
genius the
Stay
bags
Buff
are.
Marshmallow Man.
The Marshmallow Man reminds me of the
Stay Swole Marshmallow Man.
Stay
Buff,
Marshmallow.
not Stay Puff. Stay Buff.
Stay Buff.
Stay Buff. Yeah.
I see your tweets on Twitter. I can't unsee it, but it reminds me that I think it was like a car commercial mascot where he's like he looks like living marshmallow fluff. I don't remember what was the name of the mascot. It reminds me of him. I don't like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, Hellfire says the variants do different stuff. Punching and kicky gummies trigger the rider punch and kick. Have fun collecting this one, guys. I'm out. That sounds like a nightmare to me. I do like the way this looks, though. It looks yummy. The show looks yummy. I don't know how to put it other ways. It's gonna make me hungry
I-
watching
I-
it, isn't it?
Honestly, I think I like. Honestly, I think I like these form more than the base form. Honestly, for Gavi.
Yeah. All right. Now, campaign item time. If you purchase, let's see, how does this work? If you do a first come, first serve basis when you purchase a strange treasure chest where you will start a campaign, the strange treasure chest is a box containing the Kamen Rider Kuga gummy guy, which just looks kind of cute. And when you put it into Henshin Belt Gavu, the transformation sound of Kuga will be played. So that we're doing Legend Rider gimmicks already off the bat. And there will be a Kamen Rider Gavu clear vinyl that you can also get. And essentially, it's, from what I understand, it's like you buy the belt at launch and these will be included. Or the box is inspired. I don't know exactly how you get this, to be honest, and I'm kind of... I don't know anymore. There's things you buy if you buy this in a Japanese retail store. That sound like a good summary?
The Kuga one creeps. The Kuga dinghy looks creepy. It has those like googly eyes that look kind of creepy.
And then also, in case you are already excited about the decade-style cards for all the other riders, you get a pre-order bonus for the Gavu version of that card that, again, does not do anything in any of the Gotchard drivers. Yay.
Because I think I won't be surprised the barcode won't even be. Because it would say they make a Memorial Gacha driver and have the Gavu sound. I doubt that card will work because I won't be surprised they put a generic barcode on it.
Yeah.
For example.
It definitely is. Okay, Peacemaker and Hellfire is saying that so the way it works is the little candy is trying to imitate the sound of the Legend Rider. That actually sounds way cooler than just like, oh look, we dropped in the .mp3 of Kuga's Henshin sound.
You mean most Ultraman
Yeah,
devices?
I'm glad they're doing something different with it. I want to hear what that sounds like in full. Next up, Kamen Rider Gavu popping candy form is also got a vinyl. Yay, okay, moving on. There will also be Punching Gummy is going to be sold with a Gotchard and Gavu card, which is the first time we've had a cross-series gimmick bundle since Kamen Rider Drive. And this is to represent the movie stuff that's happening.
It was Strike, because Ghost was X-Ray, and they didn't do that. And yeah.
So this card is supposed to go with the card of Hopper 1 and the little gummy guy to make a combo that says Gotcha and Go and Special Rider.
Didn't Build have a thing with X-Ray? No, I think Build's thing came out early.
It's because it's the first time we've had two non-electronic gimmicks back-to-back since Drive.
I'm thinking about because because before this it was they didn't do that anymore. They instead just released one gimmick a week early, pretty much.
Because what ended up happening was that we started getting this alternating where 1 year it would be a non-electronic,
1 year no electronic,
and then electronic, so it would alternate. But this is the first time we've had two non-electronic.
Oh yeah, we've been getting electronics nonstop for a while now.
Yeah, Hellfire was the one that told me about the Drive bundle being the last time, and that was 9 years ago. Yeah, I had to set with reality. Ultra action figure is starting to include more kaiju. The Kanagon is actually interesting because he doesn't have a figure art. The other Ultra action figure kaijus are kaiju that have figure arts. So Kanagon here is like the first to not have a figure art, but to have an Ultra action figure. And I don't know if they're having him fighting Arc because he's going to be in Arc, or if they just thought
he's gonna be in Arc because he's in the intro. But we don't know he's gonna fight. Have you not seen that episode 1 yet?
I have. I just didn't notice him in the intro.
Okay.
I watched the intro once.
He was in the intro. All I can think is the really creepy Ultra Q episode of this guy.
I would love it if it pulled a Blazar and was like, let's just pull it back to Ultra Q vibes.
And that poor kid turns into this thing. Oh no.
Yep. All right. And then we get to the biggest bullshit that I've seen Bandai pull in my entire experience covering their bullshit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Ultraman
That's
Arc debuted on Friday. The show is a weekend old, and we already have our first Premium DX, Premium Bandai exclusive Ultra Arc cube set.
Wait, so oh wow, wow.
This contains cubes for Zero, X, Ginga, and Victory with expanded sounds and battle sounds. Like, they just packed a bunch of sounds into them. A bunch of it's reused audio.
Question: have we got any retail cube sets yet? Besides the main like forms of
don't think
Arc?
so. I think it's just the Gashapon and the candy toy ones. These are the only. These are deluxe style, where they're like the ones that Arc's forms are, but these are like they're packed with sounds versus the Gashapon and candy toy ones that are much more limited. So instead of doing deluxe retail Legend Ultra gimmicks, they thought, let's bundle 4 of them together for 8,000 yen and sell them on Premium Bandai 3 days after the show aired and release them in December, which means they probably could have made it into the toy line. And they're only just doing this to get money up front.
Makes me wonder, is because I know Ultraman does well for Bandai now, especially, but I wonder how much is as the gimmicks, because I feel like Ultraman in general does well for Bandai, because like the figures, vinyls, etc. It makes me wonder.
Because most of the Ultraman's business comes from China. Yeah.
And they mostly in the role play toys and figures sell very well there. So it makes me wonder, have the gimmicks haven't done well, but not like, oh my god, the Ultraman is a failing franchise, but more of like, okay, clearly one of those people care more about figures and other stuff than the Legend gimmick thing. Especially since they've been moving away with the gimmicks. The Legend.
It would be nice because I feel like the Legend gimmick has no speciality to it. We just get it every single year.
Yeah, unless it's like unless the Legend gimmicks in the show, like your fusions and stuff like that, there's no purpose of them besides extra goodies. So it makes me wonder that Bandai's like, okay, these don't sell well to the general public because they're not in the show. Because people who buy the gimmick just want to get ones in the show. So maybe they think, okay, for people who do want them, just put them on P-Bandai kind of thing. That's my guess.
The question is, could they have just waited a week or two to make it not feel like it was such a cash grab?
That's the thing. Gimmicks in general for Tokusatsu, I feel like now, it just feels like you're in. If you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like, why wait? If you're like a die-hard collector for Bandai gimmick toys, you're gonna be getting in. If you are not into the art cubes, you're just gonna buy the ones in the show. But if you are in, might as well just go pre-order now. That's my guess. That's like why I feel like they're doing this. Like
my thing is that it looks like they're like, oh, the show's well received. Let's get the toys out before people hate it or something. It's just what it is. It feels like they just want their money, and it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't make any sense to be putting this up now. The timing is off.
I guess it's one. Yeah, again, my only thing is like, if people are like, this is for the people who just are all the way in, like, because they know, like, it's one of those things they know they're gonna buy it anyway. So why not just put out now so they can just pay for it now? Scenario. It
does feel like Bandai is on a track this year to get as many products paid for up front before December 31st, because apparently that's when the world ends. I mean, they have been pumping constantly items after items after items after items. It's starting to wear me down on these streams where we cover everything, where I'm just like, just slow down. Like, this week's news, for everybody noticing, this week's news was a couple trailers, like 10 McFarlane figures, and the rest of it is Bandai. And it has been like this for weeks, and it's like, this I feel like they could have.
If we do a poll, I'm gonna do a poll.
Let's do a poll.
What the poll should be? How many with Bandai stuff? How many people actually collect gimmicks, and how many people just collect figures for next? I feel like that's two different markets for Bandai. Because I just collect figures for Bandai series I like. I don't care for gimmicks. I can't afford buying gimmicks. That's I don't. I'll get if I can get the role play toy, the main thing, I would. But if I don't buy. It's hard to keep up with.
Like you, I'm more figures.
I'm more. That's why I'm more a figure guy. But I'm curious. What is the
figure guy?
I
don't really care about role play toys.
I'm just really curious.
Ultraman, really.
Yeah,
Or if a
I'm just
Sentai
curious.
series
What
or a
is
Rider
in for
Belt
our
really gets me
audience?
going.
All
I'm
right,
really
here you
curious.
go. Poll.
I think we're the minority, though. I think most people
Yeah.
are actually the gimmick collectors.
Bandai
Full
seems to
star.
think the roleplay
Maybe,
stuff
we'll
is
find
where
out.
it's at, because look at how much P-Bandai roleplay stuff there is.
It's always been like that, I think, too, is skewed that way. Because even when I was getting into the fandom back in, like,
Hmm.
you know, actually communicating, like, forums and going to, like, CS Toy Stream, other places, around 2006 onwards, no one really cared about figures. They didn't care about
Yeah,
action
no,
figures.
yeah,
They're
I
like, I
remember.
need the Henshin toys. And I'm like, why? Don't
Yeah,
you
I
want the
remember
suits?
back in the day. It was the gimmick toys were the things that people talk about back in the 2010 era. But now it feels like
Like,
it's the
yeah.
opposite now. Because I think the problem is there's too many now with these
Yeah.
lines.
Like
Because back
Hellfire says, I get gimmicks way after release. That's kind of how I do it. I look and see, like, when we get close to the end of a show, I'm like, okay, how many is there? You know, which ones do I want? Because I don't care about non-show stuff. If it's not in the show, I don't care. Like, period.
Yeah, so I think because I think that's it. We're getting too much non-show things now
Yeah.
with all three, not just Ultraman, not just Sentai, not just Riot. All three
And
are
this
too.
could also be a Western English-speaking thing versus a Japan home market thing too. You know,
Mhm.
maybe the gimmicks and the roleplay is the big thing in Japan, but outside of Japan, it's figures.
I mean, the reason why when Hasbro, Bandai America, they always fail. Like I think they always try to fail to do the gimmick thing because the
Mm.
U.S. market just don't really understand. It's literally to say buy DLC for our toy
Yeah.
for toy thing.
Um,
And I'm like,
I'm currently
I like what
looking at the
they.
poll. We've been running for a whole
Oh,
minute.
good.
Nobody's voted for gimmicks.
Good.
It's either figures, both, or roleplay, but no gimmicks. Like, nobody's voted for gimmicks yet. I think it's also they burned everybody out. There's just too many of them.
Mhm.
And when I mean
That's a lot
gimmicks,
of
you can
companies
also be
do
like,
that.
you can also do roleplay and gimmicks, because of course I don't think anybody's out here buying just gimmicks with no, except for Hellfire, because Hellfire's got a bunch of gimmicks for items he doesn't have. But I've done that too. I have lock seeds. I've never bought a guide belt. I think Bandai's like, I wonder if maybe they were going to release these deluxe Legend cubes at retail, but then, like you said, looked at the sales and decided, let's just throw them on P-Bandai, and then next year we just won't have a Legend gimmick like that.
Mm.
I'm wondering if it's a shift, but I just gotta say, like, as someone that tries to report on all this stuff, it is exhausting to try to keep up with reporting it, let alone buying anything.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to reporting stuff like this, it's more hassle because with figures, they're characters. It's easy to keep track of characters versus gimmick B, C, gimmick C to D.
One more
For
minute on the
example.
poll, everybody, because it doesn't seem like everybody's voting anymore. But yeah, no, it's easier to track characters. Like when it's like, oh, did we talk about the kicking gummy versus the popping gummy? Like, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, but versus did we cover the Batman Superman fusion last year? And we can say yes because a character is easy to remember than a random little scrungle bimble thing that only appears in 1 second.
Oh yeah, poll results: 60% figures, 30% both, 8% roleplay, no gimmicks, and 0% gimmicks. That was from 23 people.
Wow.
So, yeah, I agree. I do think the last thing I wanted to point out was that on the Deluxe Archerizer, there is a couple sections that look like they are buttons that would activate things in a Memorial Edition. So if you're one of those people that wants the Memorial Edition and you're not sure if they're going to make a Memorial Edition Archerizer, likely yes, because they've already molded the buttons in to the mold.
I mean, it's a modern Bandai.
Yeah,
the modern Bandai item. There's always a chance to. I think that's also why I think
they did this with the Blazar brace too. The buttons for the special sounds were in the deluxe mold. They just covered them over on the.
I think that's why also people burn out on roleplay toys in general for Bandai because we just know there's gonna be a best selection at the very end of the show.
Unless you're like a Kamen Rider belt, like the Kamen Rider belt itself, you can buy that ahead of time because they'll just release you premium gimmicks later, right?
But even then, but
with Sentai and Ultra, they're going to sell you a whole separate item later.
I mean, even then, you got the Geats, Memorial Edition, which is like more show accurate size and such like that.
Well, the Geats, the Geats are just buckles. The actual belt itself, though.
Oh, I thought they released a Memorial.
No, they didn't redo the belt. It's the same size because the belt itself is already 1-to-1.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like Jeremy Carr says, please hit the like button. I really appreciate your help. It helps support the channel and keeps us moving. speaking of moving, let's get to our tier list. Let's do this DC tier list thing.
We could talk positive.
We can talk positive again, guys. Because we're not doing the DC animated movie tier list, which will happen later. I'm going to be very salty because I've been watching old DC animated movies and realizing how good we had it.
I was getting really concerned. I was getting really concerned this would become a Nancy and Nancy stream. I always kind of hate that.
I know, and I just had to rant about Bandai because I feel like they're just out of control. Like I gotta call it when I see it.
People off.
What was that, Wheels?
I know you do.
I said, Negative Nancy streams are all right. It's a good way to piss people off.
No,
I don't want to piss people off though.
I
want to piss off corporations. There's a difference.
It's just a stress to
They're still people. Sound out. Corporations are still people, even though
they aren't.
Even though we hate
corporations
them.
aren't people. People work at corporations, but corporations aren't people.
They're just inanimate objects.
All corporations are evil. All corporations are evil. Find me proof to the opposite, and I'll hear you out. All right, moving on.
Jada Toys?
Jada Toys isn't a corporation.
Yeah, it's a company.
Figure out how to do it eventually.
It's not all companies are evil. All corporations are evil.
This building is made of people.
Corporations are made of people. Yeah, actually, in some cases. All right, so what we're gonna do here? Let me give it. Yeah. What?
Hey guys, can you spot the 1D show in this tier list? Oh, there's none.
Yeah. She's been the lead of like 3 of shows, but anyways, this is every DC animated series that has it's TV series is what I aimed for. We start with I think about 1960s, and then we go all the way to present day. I have decided that we're ranking them on an S to F scale. The S tier being Justice League, the A tier being Titans, the B tier being Vigilante, the C tier being Grunt, D tier Supervillain, and F tier Erased in Crisis.
So I'm assuming we're not counting any DC Nation shorts here.
I thought about it, but that would make us having to rank 153 things, and I thought no.
God damn it! Wow, I can't forget
because
how
there
many...
was. I have a full archive of the DC Nation shorts. There were so many one-offs. Like a lot of them had 2 or 3 like shorts within them. And there was a lot of one-offs. And so there was a total of, I think, 62 DC Nation shorts and adjacent shorts with unique titles.
I didn't realize they made that many, honestly.
They made a ton. And it's because after they stopped airing, like, Green Lantern, Beware the Batman, they still were airing shorts. There was a lot. There's like 12 just for the new Teen Titans
pilots
shorts.
For Teen Titans Go, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was the name that Greenland Go was those new Teen Titans shorts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and Smith the Crow said no Lego. Yeah, there's no Lego here, and there's no Lego in the DC animated movies tier list that we'll do after I sit through Crisis on Infinite Earths. When part 3 comes out. Anyways, the New Adventures of Superman. Let me pull my notes up. I gotta remember what year some of these things came out.
Oh yeah, because I keep forgetting Fleischer's not a cartoon.
No, those aired in theaters.
So
yeah, those are film shorts.
Those were old serialized shorts that were a series, but yes, they were theatrically aired like most cartoons were back then. They would actually make them either 8 minutes or even longer than that.
Yeah,
air them in theaters, and you would go and see them in your matinees, usually with your other serial shows. Because my dad grew up.
Because the way that movies worked back in the 30s and 40s, especially, was that when you go to see the movie, your pre-roll was like previews for upcoming films, but also newsreels. You get shorts, and they start putting in serials so that every week you go to the theater to see the next part of that serial.
Mm-hmm.
They should bring that back and get people back in the theaters.
What's funny is, for a while, Regal was doing that, where if you went to the theater and you were there not just early, you would have interviews with actual cast and staff, as well as you would get to see, like, pilot for TV shows beforehand, because I actually saw the Lucifer pilot going to theaters.
Yeah, they did that for a bit. They were trying.
It's like how in the 2000s Lego did like how they did the Bionicle commercials where they're sure. Oh, speaking, I forgot to ask. Let's see, were those G.I. Joe shorts maybe for Valor the Spy Troopers? Were they like the G.I. Joe? I mean, the Bionicle commercials where they told a story in them,
yes.
Or no?
They had a loose story. They weren't as story heavy as Bionicle, but those G.I. Joe commercials did have a bit of a connected story to them.
Okay, I was curious about that when I do eventually get to the 2000s era, because I was. Okay, good.
I would watch them. I would watch them. They're good. They got me into G.I. Joe. And Destro's face is super creepy. Spit the Crow says, will there be the Ruby crossover when the DC animated movies tier list comes out? Yes, though, fair warning, I'm not going to watch the Ruby crossover.
Yeah.
So. Oh,
Good
also
job.
congrats to Ruby from escaping Warner Brothers hell and being picked up by Viz Media.
Yeah, yay.
Awful.
I'm happy.
I'm
glad.
I'm glad something escaped Warner Brothers because I can't.
Mhm.
All right. So we're going to start with the New Adventures of Superman. This aired for 3 seasons between 1966 and 1969. This was essentially like the first time we had a Superman animated series. It's kind of Fleischer inspired in a lot of ways. And honestly, it's okay. I'm going to put it in B. I did watch this because it did come out on DVD. So that's pretty cool. But I don't think anybody else has seen this. I think I'm probably the only one. Right?
Yeah, no, I
I've
haven't
been
seen
trying
it.
to see that one as well as the Ruby Spears one. I've
Okay.
never been able to get like a hold of them in good quality.
Yeah, the only reason I saw it is because they put a DVD out. It also, in the same era, airing in the same block, there was an Adventures of Superboy animated series, which I haven't done deep research, but I think it's lost media.
Is that meant to tie in with that Superboy live action show?
No, that Superboy live action show is much later.
Okay.
I've never seen that show. I cannot find episodes of that show. And it has never been released to DVD, despite the other shows in the era being released on DVD. I wonder if it's lost. Because I can't find it anywhere. It was just one of those things. So what was interesting about this era is in the 60s, they started combining these shows together, and they would have like an action block. It was like the Superman, Aquaman Hour of Adventure.
Is it like the Marvel Superheroes Hour?
Yes.
You know, where all those
or like
60s
DC Nation,
cartoons.
where it was like, here's
Yeah.
two
Or like the
shows, and we'll put some
Godzilla
shorts
Hour.
between. Yeah, like the Godzilla Hour. The Adventures of Aquaman's another B tier. There's nothing...
Oh,
If
no,
you-
that's A.
If you're curious what Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy for SpongeBob's based on, this is what it's based on. Like the whole logo
Yeah.
and everything.
My favorite still is when we were doing Jerry's Stream a couple of months ago. And no, this was like a whole year ago on Jerry's Stream.
Yeah, it's a
Where I was
while
like,
ago.
oh man, I love watching the Filmation Teen Titans show on HBO Max. Soundout, where are they? Oh, you don't know. It was literally like the National Treasure part where Riley actually knew something that Nicolas Cage's character. He's like, oh, is this what it always feels like to know?
Yeah, I didn't know that because they put him in with the Aquaman, right?
Because they originally broadcast as an intermission part between
Yeah.
actually, like the Superman
So on
and the
streaming, they
Aquaman
actually
mask.
put it in back with Aquaman, whereas on DVD they were separate.
So I haven't seen this Aquaman series, but is he more power? Is he in terms of power scaling? Is he higher tier than Super Friends Aquaman?
Yes.
Wait, like
Yes.
by a lot.
Yes.
He actually gets to do stuff.
Bro, be throwing water Rasengans at people.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
This show's kind of nutty. Like, if you've never seen it, guys, it's.
And I also love
it's
when they would
fun.
have the Justice League episodes where it's him, Hawkman, the Atom, and Superman fighting people. It's great.
And Wheels, the only reason I'm not putting it in A is because I need to clear A and S. I have a lot of things to put up there, so I just need space. It's an A in our hearts. All right,
Aquaman.
The Adventures of Batman from '68. I'm gonna put this one in C tier because I know I've seen it. I just can't remember it.
I've
This
seen
is
parts of
the-
it too, but I don't know.
So this is the pseudo sequel to Adam West Batman, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
It was in '68. Yeah, it was like the pseudo sequel. It didn't have It didn't have Adam West and Burt Ward doing voices or anything like they did.
Okay,
For
so
This
Super
is a
Friends, but-
They had this show was also kind of shot in segments like Aquaman and Superman, because later on they would cut parts of those episodes and re-air them with the shorts from the Aquaman part, Teen Titans part, and Superman part on Boomerang a lot when I was growing up.
This was the same Batman and Robin that the Scooby Doo movies
Yes,
team up
Casey,
with, right?
Yes.
Which would be the Filmation. They became the Super Friends voices for the first couple of years.
Yeah, like
Before I
Spitz the
think,
Crow said, but we'll talk. Well, Spitz the Crow's mentioning New Adventures. We'll talk about New Adventures. This was the show before New Adventures. This was the first Filmation Batman. I put it in C because I just don't think it's
Remember
that
the
memorable.
Filmation logo? The old one?
Yeah, they
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
All right, Super Friends. Now this is Super Friends from 1973. I did split up the Super Friends because they have enough airing gaps to be considered separate shows.
Yep.
They're all also they are different. They aren't just the same show. They aren't just different seasons. They do have different tones.
All right, original
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Friends are hour-long, very educational focused shows. I don't want to erase them in Crisis because educational shows are important to
I would-
the
no,
yada yada
no,
yada. But oh
No,
my
we
god,
got-
is it
we
hard to
gotta erase
watch?
them.
It's
Yes, please.
It's bad, but it's kind of a funny bad to me. It's like it's one of those. It's not like offensive. It's just kind of stupid and silly.
It's not
So
offensive, but it
bad.
is terrible.
Yeah.
I hate Marv. Like I love the guy. I love how what was it? Jeff Johns was so triggered by them, he had the dog eat them. Like that was like the
God.
funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
God, I'll never forget that.
Next up, though, New Adventures of Batman going up in B. This is the
one
one with
Batmite.
Batmite. Yeah, and this is the one that had Adam West and Burt Ward. It was basically like the continuation of their show. Batgirl's in it. Commissioner Gordon. Todd McFarlane apparently loves the show because he made toys for it. I like that show. I think that was the better Batman show for sure. It's up there with the Aquaman and the Superman. Smith the Crow. Oh, it was Wendy and Marvin and Wonder Dog.
Oh, I just checked the
They were
stream.
also in
Okay,
Young
so
Justice.
Okay,
remember
I was
that.
going to ask what I seen the stream. You did separate new Batman Avengers from anime series. I was going to
Yes,
ask that.
as I should, because they're different shows, and I'm tired of people slamming them together, including Warner Brothers.
Mhm.
I mean, I would like to have them as a full set, which Warner Brothers does, but yes, they are two different damn shows.
Mhm.
I don't mind having them in the same Blu-ray set together, but they are two different shows. All right, all new Super Friends Hour.
Here's the thing.
What?
The problem is in syndication they recut the original Batman the animated series.
I never liked that. I love the new
It's because the Batman Superman Hour didn't have enough episodes of New Adventures of Batman because they still had Superman to air. So in reruns, they would cycle in Batman the animated series, and then for the DVDs and the Blu-rays, instead of playing the Batman Superman opening for New Batman Adventures, they play the BTAS opening, and I hate that because it's not accurate. You should play the Superman Batman Adventures opening.
Also, the new that intro is just better. I love
It is.
the Batman Superman intro so much.
It's the best DCAU intro.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Justice League Unlimited and Batman Beyond, but that's the best DCAU intro.
Whoa, that's
I
a
know.
weird way of saying Superman the animated series.
Hey,
opening
Superman's
by
great, but
that's,
you know
that's a close second.
it's a
for
clip
me.
show. The Superman intro is a clip show, though. All right. Next up, the all-new Super Friends Hour also gets banished to D. It's not really...
This is the one that
introduced the Wonder Twins.
I like this one. I like this one more than Wendy and Marvin.
This is not the one that you may be thinking of with the Wonder Twins. This is the first one they were in. The Super Friends show that aired concurrently with Challenge of the Super Friends, which I combined with Challenge of the Super Friends in ranking, that one had the better Wonder Twins episodes.
Is it this one or the next one that has...
Oh, wait, is this the early episodes of the Wonder Twins where they were just Wendy and Marvin, but slightly better?
Yes. This is those.
Oh, okay.
Because they were still... Okay.
This is when it was still an educational show.
Okay, because when I would watch it on Boomerang, it would still have it still had the Challenge of the Super Friends opening, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is this one or the next one that had like all the original heroes, Apache Chief and Black Lightning?
That would be the next one. Moving up to the B tier, because I can't rank a Super Friends in A. Challenge of the Super Friends, as well as the companion Super Friends episodes, where you had Challenge was more action themed, Super Friends was more educational, but they were still more heavily action than they were before. This is the Legion of Doom. This is Apache Chief and Super Volt.
And Fish.
And Samurai.
El Dorado. Oh, I know El Dorado came in later. He came in later, I think.
El Dorado was later.
But Cyborg and Firestorm.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by, Mr.
No, that was later. No, that's the next Super Friends show.
Yeah, no, that's Superpowers when you get Cyborg. Anyways.
I just remember them emphasize on El Dorado in those openings, though. They like, look at this Hispanic guy, and I'm like, he sucks. Thanks.
Young Justice, thank you for making all those characters.
Oh my
cool.
God, I so love Young Justice for making El Dorado amazing. It's like that scene where Homer bleaches Bart's eyes. That's me.
Yeah, I love you, Dad.
Thank you. I love you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad.
All right, so here's the most awkward thing I had to put on this tier list.
Oh boy.
So I keep forgetting
the Plastic Man show.
So was it a full show, or was it like a part of was it a segment of a show?
You ready for this? The Plastic Man Comedy Adventure Hour. There was 35 animated episodes of Plastic Man, 13 animated episodes of Baby Plas, and 13 animated episodes of Plastic Family. They were bookended with live-action Plastic Man segments. However, when it came to DVD, only the 35 animated Plastic Man episodes made it. Baby Plas, Plastic Family, and the live-action stuff has basically never seen the light of day since it aired.
Well, I say, are they lost?
I think so. because I've never found them.
You reminded me of something about Plastic Man Sound Out, where I saw a meme somebody made of a Plastic Man fan, and the guy was like, "Hey, I want to talk about Plastic Man," and another guy says, "Wait, do you mean talk about Plastic Man or Power Scale Plastic Man?" And the guy was like, "Power Scale."
I always love the joke of Plastic Man of he is like the most powerful being ever, and the reason why Batman doesn't have like a synergy plan for him because he's too busy trying to be funny.
I like that.
Yeah,
just for
Plastic Man
horrific
is-
visuals, guys, there is some footage of the live action. There's just not full episodes.
Please help me! He tried to just stretch the stretch effect. Oh yes! Oh my god!
Oh, they did it practical. They had no
Yes!
budget for anything
Oh,
else.
sorry, what else?
Oh,
what did
yes!
I miss, guys? I had a sort of death in the family. It happened,
Whoa.
but
Is everything
Oh,
okay?
are you okay?
Well,
well, I would say extended family because it was my
Let's
uncle
let's
who was
talk
a,
after stream.
not
We'll talk
blood
about after stream. I don't
relative.
want to.
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
after-
We'll talk after the stream if that's fine.
It's not a big deal. That's why I'm.
Yeah,
it's
Okay.
not,
God.
not immediate blood relative, but we're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
we
but
gotta
we'll
get
talk
out
after
of
stream.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, God, look at that.
Let's look at his thighs. This is regular Plastic Man when he's not doing stretchy stuff.
Oh my god! Please tell me there's like YouTube clips of the live action thing.
There's
I
a
must see it.
5-minute compilation of the live action stuff in this low quality, but it's there.
Honestly, perfect live action Plastic Man. He looks fantastic. Honestly,
I know.
Looks better than that guy they hired on Arrow.
Wait, he was an
He wasn't
Arrow.
Plastic Man though.
Which one?
Was
That
he
was
O'Malley?
Elongated
Oh, he's
Man.
Whatever.
Oh.
They're the
Hey,
same
Nerdy
at
Bricks.
times.
I mean, they're all.
No. Plastic Man's funny. Long Man's boring.
Anyways, the point is, I've never seen the full version of the show, so I'm just gonna rank the animated segments that were on the DVD. I'm erasing this one in Crisis. I love Plastic Man, but this is hard to watch. I think the live action stuff would be more charming.
Where would you rank the Plastic Man shorts for if
DC
they were
Nation?
here? Yeah.
That was probably like a good A tier. I like those. Weird Al's
Yeah.
great.
Animal Man is S tier.
Animal Man is S tier. We might
Wait,
have to do
wait,
a separate DC Nation short ranking. Hey, welcome,
I
Cameron.
thought it was Tom Kenny still for those shorts.
I thought Weird Al voiced him. But now I'm like, maybe it is Tom Kenny. When did
I
Weird
thought
Al
it
play
was I Can't
Plastic
Believe It's
Man? It
Not
happened.
Butter.
I know it did.
I'll look up right now.
I'm Googling it.
But I can't believe it's not butter though.
Alright. Al Yankovic has a Marvel fandom page. That's cool. He has a DC page, too.
Weird Al.
You know, I swore he played Plastic Man at some point.
Nope. Nope. The shorts were Tom Kenny.
Okay, so it was Tom Kenny. I
Yeah.
swear Weird Al played
Was it-
Plastic Man at some point, though.
Remember now,
Yeah,
Weird
I'm
Al, Al was Dark Side.
That's
Yeah,
right,
Weird
he was
Al was Dark-
Darkseid.
Well, yeah, because when Tom Kenny voiced Plastic Man in those shorts, I just thought that was the same Plastic Man Brave and the Bold as a kid, pretty much.
I mean, it might as well be. He played I swear he did, and I'm like on a... Where's behind
Maybe
the
not.
voice actors?
I'm checking right now. I don't see him. I'm on Plastic Man's page. He's not there. Not even parody.
Who played Plastic Man in Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
It was Joey Capablanca.
Who the hell is that?
He's storyboard artist for the storyboard
Okay.
artist for
That
the movie.
explains it. Did Plastic Man not speak in Young Justice? I thought he had a line.
No, never. He was just there to grin.
Anyways, Mandela effects aside, back to Super Friends. All right, the world's greatest Super Friends was 8 episodes in 1979 before the show was canceled again.
Was this like a miniseries or like?
No, it was.
It was just 8 episodes.
It's just going to D. It's not terrible, but I kind of want to erase it. Let's just erase it too. World's Greatest Super Friends never happened. All right, they revived the show for 3 seasons between
World's
80.
Greatest Super Friends is the one with El Dorado in the opening.
Yes, it is. I
Because
think
his
so.
weird little
Yeah,
it
it was.
little cape flicker where he's like, "Look at me," and I was like, "No, stop."
Between 1980, 1981, 1982, there was season 5, which was 8 episodes, season 6, which is 6 episodes, and season 7, which is 8 episodes, all just titled Super Friends.
God, I imagine the DVDs
And I
are
believe-
a nightmare.
Oh, you don't even know about the DVDs, okay?
Don't even get him started on
The
that.
DVDs were
Actually,
released
do
like
them.
Marvel Epic collections, out of order
Oh,
and inconsistent. And there was one volume called The Lost Episodes.
back when that was
Weren't
a
so
trend.
lost.
Yep. Yeah, it was just like they just didn't air in the U.S. This is going in D because nothing in these Super Friends episodes was offensive, but none of it's memorable. So, all right.
Offensively memorable. All right.
Yeah, there we go. All right,
Remember when the weird
1984.
craziness happened?
We had regulations lifted and people could start punching each other again. Super
All
Friends,
right.
the legendary superpower show. That, my friends, can go right up to B.
Yeah, no, I legitimately like the show. I remember watching some episodes. I think there's some really great episodes in
The Super
the show.
Friends get Firestorm on the team and they fight Darkseid and buddies. It's amazing.
Wasn't the last season called Galactic Power or something like that?
Yes,
Or-
and then there was another season called Galactic Guardians, and I am dying on this hill. It's the only part of Super Friends deserves A.
Yeah, because was it Galactic that added Cyborg, right?
Yes, Galactic Guardians added Cyborg. It only lasted 10 episodes. One of them was one of the best depictions of Scarecrow until
New Batman Adventures.
New Batman Adventure Scarecrow. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 'cause I remember that. I remember that episode. That was a really great episode.
Yeah, they did
I
like.
love how that became a meme because of him crying.
Yeah, no, yeah, it spawned a meme. Also, Galactic Guardians. I don't know what. Like, I don't know who put adrenaline in their coffee, but Galactic Guardians was so well animated for being Super Friends.
My favorite was the opening.
Was it
credits whenever
Filmation
I would
still?
see the star.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's this weird ass shit doing? And then
Yeah,
the
here's
next
the
thing
thing
is
about
like Darkseid coming out of a star.
Here's the thing about
'cause boom tubes
Filmation.
were stars.
Mhm.
Here's the thing about Filmation. If you read any interviews, they are a very passionate company. They love it. Like, when they got comments about what about
Oh, that's right.
He-Man?
Sorry, it wasn't
But-
Filmation. Thank you, Smith the Crow. All of Super Friends was Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It was.
I guess
Because,
he just had a really high budget for that.
How
I
did
think
you
because the
forget,
Superpowers toy line was selling so well, they put money into the show.
We referenced
Yeah.
the Whitefish joke too, and that is from
Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman.
Yeah,
Hanna-Barbera. Yeah.
Harvey Birdman, attorney at Hanna-Barbera.
We should. Oh, damn it. Okay, wherever it's not like it doesn't count, but where do we rank Space Ghost?
Well, Space Ghost would be on my Hanna-Barbera tier list, where Space Ghost is in an S tier for being distinctive, unique, and lasting the test of time. And there's a few other shows
and
that
then
stay
all
in S, a couple in A, and then everything else is D because, oh my god, Hanna-Barbera's output.
All you guys are gonna
But I
be
love
like, who's the
Hercules.
Galaxy Trio? And I'm just like, oh, boy.
Exactly.
MJ Klein, I definitely want to do a DC animation viewing guide because a lot of this stuff is very confusing. It's gonna be a long video.
You probably should say that for when James Gunn Superman comes out. Probably
No,
probably
no,
the best
you need
way.
to-
Yeah.
Shout out- you just need to do an episode just on the Super Friends, and each segment is hosted by like different members of like Hero Club as a joke to the Super Friends. Where you have us like doing weird green screen dun 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 dun.
If
not a
I
bad
had
idea.
if I had the animation skills, aka if I had any
Yeah.
at all, I
You
would
would actually just
I
draw
would
us
have.
doing the
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, have us do like the running animation and everything like that. Yeah, and
We might have to do something with this. All right, two more in the lost years
Glad
before
I'm
DC
cooking.
animation got really good. Ruby Spears Superman.
This
Also,
is a weird one, right?
a freaking great show.
I
I
see
don't
a lot.
I don't know who got into Ruby Spears of coffee, but like that was a great show.
Zod. I only saw the one episode with Zod, and I was sitting there going, "Wait!" I was like, "The fuck?" I was like, "He's in the show."
Yeah, this show was running off the reins of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies because
It was like the show. It was like the cartoon tie-in to it.
It was like the
pretty
cartoon tie-in after all the movies and Supergirl had come out, but it is like so solid.
much.
And
Oh,
it
so
uses-
my dear, so what you're saying? It discontinues my theory. Bad movie, but the cartoon tie-in is like the best thing that comes out of it. Theory I have.
yes. Don't worry, there's an inverse of this in a moment. But no, it's great. Like if you've never seen it, it's a solid show. It's just known as Ruby Spears Superman because it's officially just known as Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
And there's too many shows called.
And they used the
Superman.
Christopher Reeve or the John Williams theme for the Christopher Reeve movies as the theme song, which is great stuff. And then to follow that up in 1991, Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
I already
He is
erased it from Crisis. You can stop
amazing.
singing. It's already been erased. It's already been erased in Crisis.
It's such a horrible show, but I kind of love it. How horrible it is.
Do you know
It's
how
such-
bad of a show you have to be to only have 5 episodes in the early 90s? That means you didn't make it a week.
It's such a bad show, but it's like a magical bad because yes, let's turn Swamp Thing, one of DC's most tragic characters, into a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rip off pretty much.
Oh,
And
I've
you know what's
never watched the
amazing,
live
too?
action, though.
And Street Sharks is already killing that. So
Yeah. And you know what's amazing, too? The Swamp Thing show lasted 5 episodes, was canceled after a week of airing, basically, and had 2 theme songs that were both covers of popular of pop rock songs.
Oh really? I said that the Swamp
There
Thing.
are
That's
2,
a cover.
the Wild Thing cover, and then there's another one.
Oh my god!
wow.
I never realized it was Wild Thing. Wow, I mean, Wild Thing.
See, here's the
cover, yeah.
thing. Now you know to go watch the intros, and you don't have to watch the rest of it like I did.
When you say Toxic Crusaders,
I don't know why. When you said that, I was. You should have pointed to the camera like you're pointing the audience, like warning them, like I did.
I watched
I mean,
this, so
you
you don't have to.
I mean, you should. I mean, if you really
Yeah.
want to watch a show like this, you just watch Toxic Crusaders.
It really was Toxic Crusaders, but less cool. It's funny because like
That's
people are like,
getting-
"Oh, Return of Swamp Thing isn't a good movie." I'm like, "Shut up! You never watched the animated show. You don't know how good Return of Swamp
TV
Thing is in
show.
comparison."
Oh, Swamp Thing live action TV show though is pretty rad.
Oh, live action
you-
Swamp Thing show's great.
And then it got canceled.
Yes, but it had 3 seasons, so.
That got lasted 2. I know it lasted 2.
Oh, it-
No,
it
yeah, that's
got-
right. It was
it got-
3 DVD sets, but it was 2 seasons, but still, it had a ton of episodes in comparison.
Hmm.
All right, now we get into the golden age of DC animation. Batman the Animated Series. So terrible,
I
we
mean-
have to erase it. I'm sorry, guys. It's just awful.
Obviously.
I'm just kidding. It's an S tier. It's-
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's a great show.
I mean, yeah,
What
right,
can be
exactly.
said about BTAS that hasn't already been said by the marketing
I mean-
campaign for Cape Crusader?
Yeah, but I say, it's so good. We're getting Batman Animated Series 2, pretty much.
If Batman the Animated Series is so good, where's Batman the Animated Series 2?
Animated Series 2.
We get it. It's called Cape Crusader. Superman the Animated Series.
S
I love that one.
Also
I think
S.
this show.
AR's already seen the plan. The era of the S tier. That's why I said I had to keep the A and the S
I'm-
clean.
I think
No, I
S
saw- okay.
has.
Oh, so you want to hear some crazy ass shit? The other day I saw someone going, Superman isn't as good as Batman because it was a cheaper budget, and I'm like,
No, it's
well,
not.
no, animation wise, in some cases, maybe. That's just nitpicking.
But it was a different
Yeah.
art style.
Yeah.
It was an easier art style to animate so they could do more action scenes with superpowers.
I think S needs to get more love. I think S has.
S-TAS is
no,
the
I
only
think-
reason anybody gives a shit about Darkseid.
Yep.
It's true.
I mean, I love
True.
superpowers too, but like that was not putting Darkseid on the map the way this show did.
It
Mhm.
really was.
It's also sad. Like the only thing that really builds up to him.
Yep. Everybody wants
No,
to
as
start with
Superman-
Darkseid. You got to.
You know, it's
Darkseid's
the
an
sh- it's the
endgame guy.
show. Guys, remember,
Exactly.
guys, this is the show that made Darkseid Superman's real arch enemy, not like
Yeah, because I think some people. That's the thing. Darkseid is not a Superman villain, but it was thanks to the show that people disassociate him with Darkseid.
Mhm.
I don't see Luthor as really his real enemy anymore. I'm just like, you're just a joke.
Brainiac.
Well, he.
Joke.
Brainiac
Oh,
in the
God.
show.
I mean,
A
Brainiac is
Shockwave.
great, but I think he might have got top recently.
Every
I'll say that.
time you see Brainiac associated with being the computer system that was running Krypton, it is from this show.
Mhm.
That was not a thing
Which-
before this show.
Which I prefer because I don't know, it adds more depth to the character than just I want to archive the universe.
Mhm.
You know that stuff. Just add some personal stake.
Voice.
That was a good
Perfect.
voice.
I
That was a really good voice.
I need you to keep that weird 70s autistic supervillain voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Now you're just Skeletor.
Now that's just Skeletor. Dial it back. You had it perfectly before.
Yeah, you had a good
BJ,
point.
BJ.
You got to have a little less. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
see?
The new Batman Adventures, also an
This
S
is-
tier.
This
Well,
yeah. It's my favorite of the Batman. Okay, my favorite is Beyond, but
I like this
Bruce-
more than
Bruce
BTAS,
Bat-
personally.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think for me, what makes me like it is I'm a big Bat Family fan. Like I love the Bat Family, so seeing
This
more
This
of
is
them
the reason
great.
I love the Bat Family.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna
Well,
say the same thing. Sorry.
Also, I kind of like Bruce's. I like the character dynamics of Bruce because this this is kind of a tradition for Bruce to become super broody and later in the DCU, but
Mhm.
there's still that kind of chumminess he still has from B-Taz still in
And I forgot
here,
to put
which
the
I
bomb
like.
in the toilet.
What was that about toilet?
Oh, I went on GTA and I realized I didn't put a bomb in a toilet.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Uh,
Anyways.
Also, like I know a lot of the character designs are mixed in a lot of people, but I like
Yes.
most of them. Also, I think to me it's the atmosphere, the red skies, the lighting. Like it has a really nice atmosphere to the show. That makes you like the art style a lot.
I don't know why, but I just really hated that they like really wanted to change the art style so much.
Well,
Like,
the
it
only
works
reason they
perfect
changed the
moving
art style was so
forward.
they would match with Superman, since they
Yeah.
started the show with a crossover
okay,
with Superman.
I
and they were
think
airing
it's
them at
less
the same
art
time.
style. I think it's personally less art style, but more character designs.
It
because I
is.
think
Like, that
then-
Joker design is an abomination. But you know what's funny about that Joker design? All you had to do was change the eyes and the mouth, and suddenly it was the best Joker design ever.
Here's the thing. I will say this with that the new Avengers Joker design. It is best when it's comedic, because I think that
Yeah.
is not because he is just like human animaniac. So like Joker Millionaire is a great like showcase of that design because he's just like a living cartoon character in that episode. I love it.
But I love that,
Uh,
like, you know, the only thing they changed was the mouth and the eyes, and then they made the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker version of that design, and then just used that for Justice League, and I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's what you use it for most situations. But, like, yeah, in the
I do wish they
cartoonier
kept.
sense, it worked, too.
I do wish they kept the full needle chin. He literally had
Yeah.
a spike for a chin.
There's just so many good episodes. It's solid. It's like...
Remember the Clayface episode, like effed up Darkon, like
It-
that.
that
Clayface
is a
episode
dark
effed him up.
episode.
That episode,
yeah.
and the best part about it was Darkon doesn't recall seeing it as a kid, so he was watching it, and I'm watching it with him, and I'm like, oh, I love this episode. You're gonna love the plot twist ending.
I
It's
mean,
great.
Over
You're
the
gonna-
Edge.
Darkon,
Like,
Darkon just goes, I don't think I like this show. It broke Darkon. It was
I
great.
said, I mean, Over the Edge is also a really intense episode. Also,
Oh, I love that one.
I
remember
love
as a
that
kid,
Over
I
the
didn't-
Edge was actually less intense before the network censors changed it.
really.
My
You gotta
favorite
hear
is
the
that, like,
commentary track where they're like, oh yeah, no, we were gonna have a wide shot of her hitting the car, but they told us that was too violent and we need to change it, so we did the interior car shot, which was much more horrifying, but that's the one that approved.
And yet,
I'll
kinda-
give you a good
and yet
story.
they
I never got to see the ending of that episode at first. Like for like 3 whole weeks, I
They
was
killed
wondering why
Barbara!
the status quo would returned, and I was like, "Oh shit, are they on break?" I legit thought that
Yeah,
like,
you think it's
they went on
reruns?
break, and that everything was like just because like as a kid when that aired, I was like I think just starting kindergarten or first grade, so like I was like not catching the episodes as often, so I legit thought I was missing something, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, what's gonna happen when the new season starts? Not knowing those were like new episodes, I thought they were episodes I missed. So like I was like
that's
literally
beautiful.
like losing my mind, and no one else saw the ending, so no one knew what the
Yeah.
hell I was talking about. And I was like the only one in this bubble that was like, Barbara's dead, Batman's criminal #1, they are chasing him, Gordon is trying to kill him. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? And so
All
like,
right.
I was left in like this confusion for weeks.
Yeah. The
Next
show
show.
directly
Don't
responsible for my obsession with cyberpunk aesthetic, Batman Beyond.
The show that could have been bad, but they went like, no, let's make it good.
Yep. The show where they're
Well,
like,
that's funny 'cause
oh,
I hated it for two
we
weeks
needed a
and then
younger
I liked it.
Batman, so it'll be a lighter show, and they're like, we're gonna make this
But-
darker.
But I love it. They told us to make a younger Batman. Does it have to be Bruce? But they didn't say it had to be a younger Bruce Wayne Batman. Beyond's so good. I
It's
love
so good.
Beyond.
Wheels, did you hate it as a kid at first?
Yeah, okay. So when it first like aired, I did not like the aesthetic. I didn't like the whole future thing. I thought it was weird. Like so, like for like the first couple of weeks, I really didn't really enjoy it. Like something as a kid, I just remember not liking it for the first few episodes, and it's probably because how they aired the premiere. They aired the premiere of like the first part of the 2-parter on prime time. So I remember seeing it late at night, going, "Man, this doesn't feel right." But then, like when you're watching it alongside other kids shows, you're like, oh, watching it with like Pokemon in the afternoons, I was like, okay, I fucks with this show.
Oh, you saw Batman the Beyond, the movie version.
I don't know, it was
Yeah.
weird. Like,
Yeah. No, that show is like, it lives rent free in my head, and it's the reason I love hard rock,
just say,
techno, and cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
I love Batman Beyond for the jump.
Yeah. I was so into that. My first comic book I ever owned was the Batman Beyond tie-in comic trade paperback.
So I'm assuming you were really excited to get that compendium then.
I was, yeah. I was like, I can
Soundout
finally
12.
retire this book that's 25 years old. Or Yeah.
Tell the greatest story ever of when you got the Blu-ray in hand and me realizing it was the day that it came in, because I was like wondering, hey Sada, did Batman Beyond come out yet? And Sada's like, no, I'm gonna tell you when it's out, and I have it in hand. Did it come out yet? And then Sada's like, oh hey.
And they were just like
hey,
in a Skype call, and I just like hit play.
And then
you could
also
just
I hear do, and then all of a sudden it's just me going, is it Sound Out? And Sound like, is it it? And Sound Out has, and this is back in the day when Sound Out would wear his headset on the thing, so his dad just walking by going to the bathroom, and as soon as you just hear da 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 da, it's just me going, fuck, and he's and his dad's like, what are you watching? And he's like, Batman Beyond.
Oh, that's just Wheels, Dad.
Yeah.
No, his dad's like, what are you watching? Batman Beyond. And he's like, no, on your computer. What is that? And it's just me going,
I was like, oh, that's just Wheels.
It's just me like flipping out because it's the Batman Beyond. Like, you know that scene of that guy that they turned into the meme of the weird guy doing the weird rock thumping shit, and they always put songs over it? That was me. I was like that Harvest Cult guy or whatever.
Yeah. All right. The Lobo web series.
I keep forgetting it's the thing.
I think Kaus was the one who had to tell me this.
It's a C. It's not horrible. It's just kind of gross.
It reeks of early 2000s Flash animation.
It's also kind of gross.
Yeah,
Kaus,
that too.
Kaus and Metal had to show this one to me.
Well, anyways.
I thought Kaus would be like, yeah, it wasn't me.
Gotham Girls. This one's actually pretty solid.
I watched a lot of this as a kid because someone just uploaded all of them on YouTube.
Gotham Girls?
Gotham Girls was a Flash animated web series set in the DCAU that was on the GothamGirls.com website, where you could go in and they put out episodes periodically. And they put out, they did actually 30 episodes of this.
I don't remember this.
And if you buy the live action Birds of Prey TV show DVD, the entire Gotham Girls is included as a bonus feature.
Okay.
No, Sound Out. No, Sound Out.
I have to
was.
Go.
Oh, you have to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to go, Jerry?
Yeah.
Where do you? Well, what do you do? What do you do tomorrow, Jerry? Then, if you have to go now.
Yeah.
Oh, I stream King of Fighters 15 with Sound Out.
Where at?
Tuesday, twitch.tv/FighterCows. #1 English-speaking KOF stream.
Yeah, go check us out tomorrow at
4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
Sound Out is always there with me, so, if you want more with him, you should check it out.
Yeah, it's a good time. All right, we'll see you later,
All
Cass.
right.
Good luck with everything.
All right, thanks. No, it's not bad. Just visiting people.
Cool.
Hey,
Cass is
as I
returning
was
to his
saying,
home planet.
as I was saying,
Yes.
Sound, don't you mean the Gotham Girls DVD set with the bonus feature of the Birds of Prey show?
No, because I actually like the Birds of Prey show.
That show's great. Especially if you watch the original TV ending of the Birds of Prey show. Sound Out. I can't believe they lost the copyright for that song just for the home video release.
That's a separate tier list.
That's a separate tier list. Anyways, Gotham Girls actually has some really good storylines. It puts Ivy, Harley, and Catwoman at the forefront. Batgirl's a regular appearing character
Was
as well.
this before or after Gotham Sirens were established in the comics? Or
I think this was
before
around
that?
the same time. This was 2000 to 2002, and Gotham City Sirens, I want to say it was like 99. Yeah. Yes, Muteki, I like the Birds of Prey show. I'll talk about it someday. All right, then we get back to regular TV. Static Shock. Clearly, the reason I'm into Milestone Comics is an S tier.
Like seriously, this Static Shock I think is a very important show. It's a very I think it's honestly one of my all-time favorite cartoons. I think Dwayne McDuffie and his crew really did something special with the Static Shock cartoon, and
it's the reason Dwayne McDuffie even got involved with the DCAU, because he was not doing anything related to TV, and then they were like, hey, we want to make a show about Static, like his friends at Milestone were like, let's do a Static show, and he was like, okay, and that's how we got Dwayne McDuffie writing for Justice League. So this show's very important, and on top of that, it's very, very good, and it's a lot easier to come by nowadays than it was like 10 years ago.
Thank God. Yep.
So that's really good. And it tackles a lot of really hard subject matter, which is impressive. It's
and a specific episode inspired me to loosely rip it off.
Yeah. Anyways,
homage.
Yeah. Static Shock is fantastic. Just a great show. Plus, I love the crossover episodes with the DC universe.
Oh, they're great.
That was such good stuff. The Zeta Project. I love the Zeta Project. I have to put it in A, though. And the only reason it doesn't stay in S is because it's not complete.
Yeah, it's not finished. The Zeta Project is such an underrated show. I understand why it probably didn't do well, because it's not a sad with DC character. It just looks like a random robot show on the Kids WB. But
I think hurt it, I do mean that, I know they needed to change Zeta's design from when he was in Batman Beyond, but I think being so different, I don't think kids connected that it was the same character.
Yeah,
Batman Beyond.
no, honestly, I do like his new design better.
His new design's way better, but like I think they needed to change the design at the end of the Batman Beyond episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think the Zeta Project is a really great story of a
it's like the Fugitive,
robot.
Yeah,
it's a robot finding humanity, and Zeta and Rose dynamic is great. I'm like their familyship is so great, and I love the shenanigans they went through, and I really like with the conflicts between him and the government guy. Because I think my favorite part is they could easily made the government dude, I'm forgetting his name sadly, like a very antagonistic character. Agent Smith, yeah. They could have made a fully just I hate Zeta, blah, use for government. But there's some really great episodes where they go into his humanity. The show. No, he's not awful dude. He does care for his family and people safe. It just sadly he's just kind of blinded by his job. But then the end of season 2, you see him turn around, and that's when the show got canceled. Sadly,
and the fun part too is this show is the reason we had Michael Rosenbaum playing the Flash in Justice League.
Yep,
because he played Agent West, Wally West's descendant.
It really does frustrate me because with the Batman Beyond comics right now, they're doing their own thing, which I'm happy they're finally doing their own thing away from the show continuity. Just introduce Zeta already, please.
I know.
It's not hard. It's so not hard.
The Static comics recently have been bringing in the cartoon-only characters. Can we get Zeta to show up? That would be nice.
Also, I think this was the start of Diedrich Bader appearing in every DC show.
I think so too. All right, Justice League. I'm going to throw out a hot take. And it's going to be spicy. It's only an A.
Really? What is it? Because
I get it.
And
is it season 1? Because I know season 1 is kind of rough for some people.
The reason why Justice League is only an A instead of being an S, okay? I love this show, all right? I love this show deeply. Don't get me wrong. The reason it's only an A is because of Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
they completely underserve Wonder Woman the entire show. Even when there's episodes that revolve around her backstory, like with Themyscira and all that, she is like the background of it. There is a thing that I do not like about the DCAU Wonder Woman, is the fact that she has the bracelets, the tiara, and the lasso from the jump, but none of their special powers until halfway through season 3 of Justice League Unlimited.
I think also the problem with Diana in Justice League is she wasn't really allowed to be Diana Prince. She was just 100% Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she was 100% Wonder Woman. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that kind of caused people to think that Wonder Woman... I think because Diana... I think, like how Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne are important to Superman, Batman, Diana is important to Wonder Woman. There is a character out there.
The DCAU screwed up Wonder Woman moving forward because the 90s would still feature her as Diana and Wonder Woman, but this one just made it they're the same thing.
And the part of the problem was the Wonder embargo restricted the characters they could use from the Wonder Woman mythos because there was a legal dispute with the creation of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It limited the characters they could use, but then it kind of felt like, we can't really do anything with her, so let's just focus on Hawk Girl and Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter. And I love all of them too, but there was 52 episodes of this show, and I feel like Diana never had an arc. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Superman doesn't do anything for most of the show.
I'm fine with Superman and Batman getting sidelined because they had whole entire shows to themselves. Wonder Woman didn't, but yet it felt like they treated her as if she had a whole other show to herself.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason it's an A. That's the only reason it goes from S to A. Now, that being said, I have to do hot take again, but last things on Justice League before I get shot on stream.
I mean, the only one shooting you is Scotty, and that's about it.
No, I mean, I think everybody's going to be mad about the next one. I'm sorry. But anyways, Ryan, you got any thoughts on Justice League before we go on?
I think this show means a lot to me because this was the show that made me at DZ because I grew up with that.
I want everyone to remember we haven't ranked Unlimited yet.
That I had the DVD of the Trial Green Lantern Aquaman story arc together. And I watched so much as a kid. I didn't really understand it as a kid, but I remember liking it a lot because the show is not a kid show. This is really
this show is like a 45-minute weekly drama that gets split into 2 episodes.
Yeah, and that DVD combined them together. So as a kid, it was kind of hard for me to understand, but I enjoyed watching it. And I think there's some great that episode where Shira, John, and Wally went to the not Justice Society world. It's one of my favorite episodes.
The Justice Lords episodes.
Like,
yeah. I love the Justice Lords episodes. I love Wild Cards is amazing. Comfort and Joy I watch every single Christmas.
Oh yeah, I love that episode.
So many good episodes. The
Mazo episode, the Mazo episode where John was trying to figure out why humanity's good was a great one though. So
Amazo stuff is great. The stuff they did with Dr. Fate was cool. The Aquaman stuff I thought was great. I love the Metamorpho episode too.
Oh yeah, I love that 2-parter. That was a great 2-parter.
I love a lot of I absolutely love the show. It's just only an A because of Wonder Woman. That's just because they make her as a prominent Trinity member and then just kind of underserve her. That's the only reason it goes from S to A, you know? I have to delineate somewhere, you know? And I apologize to everybody. I grew up on this show. It was my introduction to the team. But the more that I've gone on in life, I can't rank Teen Titans any higher than a B.
Yeah, no, I think Teen Titans is a good show. I think it's and I understand why some people hold it dear, but I just think the other shows are stronger. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for the shows up top, it would be an S. But those other shows, I think Teen Titans is still a good show, but those above it just a lot stronger.
And I will say, I do have a grudge against this show because I think it ruined everybody's perception of what the Teen Titans are.
Yeah.
The Teen Titans comics and all the characters in the comics there's like, here's where the show is, it's like over here, and then here's where the characters are in the comics. They are not anywhere close to each other. And it is a thing that has been frustrating to go through because like the backlash of we'll talk about Teen Titans Go in a little bit, but the backlash of Teen Titans Go, I'm like, it's just another off adaptation of Teen Titans. What's the problem? And then I realized that people only know Teen Titans from the 2003 show.
Yeah, when I see videos of what ruined Teen Titans, like, you only just care for the 2003 show.
Yeah, you don't actually care about the Teen Titans character. That's why, like, Titans, it's funny, because Titans was also an off adaptation of the team, but it was closer than the 2003 Teen Titans show.
I think with the Teen Titans 2003 show, there's reasons why some people care. It's what I call a comfort show. There's a lot of comforting in that show.
I think it's a good show. It's just as an adaptation of the team, it did irreparable damage to Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy, and Cyborg.
Yeah, because Starfire's always been a cool, promiscuous alien girl.
Yeah, I think there's a good balance. I do. There's some aspects of the comic versions and the show versions that I would think they are great. There's aspects for both that are great, and I think a perfect fusion of the two can make a great version of the characters.
And in the long run, Cyborg should have never let the word "booyah" come out of his mouth, because that became his personality in every adaptation after.
Mind you, there is a lot more to Cyborg in the show.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. It's just, I think the problem with the show is less the show and more what happened because of the show. Right?
Yeah, because I think the show. Because I rewatched the show recently last year, and I think it still holds up. There's some great character moments with everybody in that show.
Problems too is the ending of the show is that they wrote it with like, oh hey, shit just happens and shit just ends. Well, I think that's a bad way to write without telling people that was the moral until like years later when people are asking, yo, where's the next? What happened to the?
That's the thing. I get the idea of what they're going for. The finale is things change when you grow up. And I think that's an important message. That is a very important message to tell people growing up.
Bird sandwich.
Yeah, I think it's just the way they told it was off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, now let's flip to Justice League Unlimited. I know this will sound bold, but this is my favorite TV show of all time.
Yeah, I know. Justice League Unlimited is great.
It's so good that we need this. We need best of all time. I don't think I need a tier above because I'm not
this
that
is the
shallow,
show.
but
This is the show that got so many people into these other DC characters. I mean, I'm a fan of the Question because of the show. Go Jeffrey Combs.
it's the boat tier. It's the best of all time. I am a DC fan because of Justice League Unlimited. Period. There is nothing. I love a lot of these shows. I'm a huge DC fan. I wouldn't have been this big of a DC fan without Justice League Unlimited. Batman the Animated Series is great. You know, Superman, Batman Beyond, New Batman Adventures, Static, Justice League, Zeta, all of them are great shows. But Justice League Unlimited shows you the DC universe. Not the Batman universe, but the DC universe.
Soundout, it's weird having to actually be the older one here now without Jerry. Because, man, it's weird being the full-on boomer for you guys. Because, man, did you miss stuff because you were in Iceland and came back after all the cool syndication stuff ended? Like, I mean, you still saw it eventually, but I'm like, man, man.
Because I think with Unlimited, what makes it's a combination. I think that's what makes Unlimited great. It's a combination of everything. It's a combination of all the S tier and the you get.
That's why it's the best of all time because it's a culmination of everything that came before it.
Yeah, you got your B test, you got your Beyond
characters that weren't used again because, like I said, I grew up with the syndication of the Super Friends, right, with the Batman the Animated Series. So, like for me, seeing those characters, like, oh, great, that's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
but I was on the edge of my seat every single week when the show aired.
Yeah, it's a combination of stuff from B test. It's a combination of S test.
Zeta's even in it. Technically,
combination of Beyond with the epilogue. You got Static coming back in the future episode. It's a combination of everything from Unlimited. Hell, even Teen Titans because Speedy's cameo in that show. Like it's a combination of DC as a whole, and I think that makes it special.
And no DC show has reached the height of this because no DC show has been allowed to build off of this much background.
Yeah, no, the advantage.
It was working off of 10 years of continuity.
Yeah, that Unlimited is hard to compare. It's hard to compare.
That's why I can't put it on the same tier as the others. It has to be above because it is a 10-year culmination.
There's a clear advantage Unlimited has.
Last night I was feeling tired and I was like, I need to watch something before I go to bed, but I don't want to like pay attention to something new. You know what I put on? I put on Grudge Match because that was the next episode of my rewatch. I have this show on a constant like, if I want to watch something, I'm going to put on JLU.
Which one was Grudge Match again?
Grudge Match was the one where Roulette's running the underground fight club and she brainwashes all the women of the Justice League.
Oh yeah, Black Canary.
Make sure.
It was the Black Canary focus episode. Well, Wildcat, I love.
Jeremy Carr, that's actually a neat idea for a watch party for the Cocker Ranger special. I'll keep that in mind. All right, moving on. The Batman.
Underrated show.
It's getting into A. It's getting into A for not S. I love it.
It's a great show. It's not perfect, but
it's not though. I think the start is what hurt the show the most.
I do think it picks up with season 3. It does kind of switch formats after season 2.
Yeah, because Bat embargo, they're not allowed to use some characters.
Yeah, I love the style of it. I love the character designs. I love how fresh it feels. I think it's great. Yeah. It feels a little uneven as an overall, show. And I do think that the Justice League being all men was kind of very toy commercial.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, you couldn't at least throw a Wonder Woman or a Black Canary in here? Like, this is airing at the same time as Justice League Unlimited, mind you.
Yeah. Well, he didn't embargo. I'm always sure that's some embargo land. Also,
I mean, the reason Robin didn't show up till season 4 was because he was embargoed because of Teen Titans. Yeah.
Titans. Yeah, but still, the Batman means a lot. It was my Batman. It was the Batman I watched as a child.
I watched it from the start. I didn't see Batman animated series from the start. I saw the Batman from the start. So,
like stuff like Ethan and Yin and Bruce's and Batman's dynamic. The Clayface arc. Best Joker. Hot take.
I love that Joker.
Favorite Joker.
It's not my favorite, but I love it.
I love Kevin Michael Richardson's Joker. He's such a unique take. Yep. I love him. He's also really funny. I love
Scotty, if you didn't enjoy the first few episodes, I would give it a little bit time to cook. Because, like, the end of season 1...
You need Clayface.
You need to get to the Clayface stuff at the end of season 1. And then in season 3, you start getting, like, sidekicks. In season 3, you get Batgirl. Season 4, you get Robin. Season 5, you get the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
It's
trying to remember why I didn't really watch it until Boomerang, but I feel like it was running up against another show.
It was on
at the time.
Kids
I feel like
WB, and I think that
So
was
there's a lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of shows on KTV during that time.
yeah, because I
It's
remember it ran up against something on Kids WB that I think it was
the
running
Jackie
up
Chan
against
Adventures.
Power Rangers. I think it
Hmm.
ran against Power Rangers on ABC
Could've.
Family.
Yeah. I didn't have ABC Family, that's why I never had trouble watching the Batman. Also, the theme songs are kicking. I love both theme songs.
Yeah, I know people love the first one. I think the second one's a great theme. It's like a remix of the Anna West Batman theme.
Yeah.
I love it.
Which fits perfectly with the sidekick feel. All right, moving on. Crypto the Super Dog. I'm sorry,
need to
boy,
rewatch-
you're just a grunt to me.
Let's see.
I need to rewatch this show. I haven't rewatched it in years. I think because I really liked it as a kid, but I haven't rewatched it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I do remember. I don't think I mostly remember the show is the theme song. Crypto the Super
That's the only
Dog.
thing I want to remember about that show.
I do remember liking Ace a lot in this show.
Legion of Superheroes. This is another. I love it, but I can't put it higher than A because
I need to rewatch this show again. 'Cause
they left too much of a cliffhanger. You know, it's like Zeta.
I need
love
to rewatch
this,
the
though.
show again.
I love Legion of Superheroes. It's the best adaptation of my favorite superhero team of all time.
Great.
I highly recommend it.
Some great character designs by Derek J. Wyatt.
Yes.
I love a lot of the character designs here.
Timberwolf has never looked better.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the show again because it's been so long. But I remember something. I remember the Brainiac 5 storyline. Oh yeah, the
2.
Superman X.
Superman X was the coolest edgy Superman story I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just Sasuke. It's just Sasuke Uchiha.
Yeah,
just Yuri Lowenthal doing Sasuke voice in that show. It's great. It has just a feel. There's a style.
Legion of
Superheroes.
Oh, okay.
It just had a style. It had this really cool style.
I love the theme song
I really
too.
love about it. Oh yeah, such a great
funny.
theme.
When that show came on, I didn't want anything to do with that show, and I feel like I should have, because my dad really liked Legion at the time, but he didn't like the art style.
I'll say also shout out
to. I'm getting too old for cartoons in a sense, like with my.
You should definitely go back and revisit it. It's much better than like you would think it would be.
Shout out to Scooby Doo and Crypto 2 for giving the show a cameo in the montage.
Their universe isn't dead. All right. Let's get another S tier on the board with Batman the Brave and the Bold. Oops,
yes.
Put it in best of all time. Sorry, it's also it's up there, but
it's close. It's close to be fair.
Yep.
It is close. Oh man, it wasn't like I didn't watch that much Unlimited. I think when I was watching Cartoon Network, Unlimited was not airing a lot on my stations, or I could just completely missed it. But Brave and the Bold, I remember watching as a kid, and this is like my entry. Like this was my intro to the greater DC, because there's like your DC universe. Well, Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, but this show, you get everybody. You get your Silver Age obscure picks and everything. But I think what makes Brave and the Bold so good, it's a love letter. It is such a love letter to DC, and that's I think what makes the show so good. You can tell that.
I gotta tell you, I have to make a confession. You guys ready for this?
Okay.
Do you not like it because it was not Dark Knight or whatever?
I didn't watch it until middle of season 2.
Thank God. Okay, thank you.
Because I was like, that's not Batman. I did that's not Batman. Silver Age sucks, because I was in that mentality when it aired. I was in high school, and I was like, that's not my Batman. Like,
I'm glad you finally said this, because for years you've tried to hide that.
I know, but middle of season 2, I was watching DC stuff, and I was like, maybe I do need to check this out. And you know what got me to watch it?
What?
They were airing Young Justice, and I was tuning in for Young Justice, and Brave and the Bold was right there, and I was like, oh, let me watch an episode, and I was like, oh, this show's amazing, and then I went backward and started watching it from the beginning.
What episode was it?
I went and bought the DVDs, and then I started watching the whole thing, and I love it. It's one of my favorites ever. I don't remember what episode it was. I'm gonna go look for it right now. We'll figure out which one it is.
I have a similar story. I don't really like the Batman. I don't like all of it. I like certain parts of it. Because for me, the problem I had exactly was too much of that Silver Age stuff that I really didn't like. Only because
Brave and the Bold or the Batman?
Brave and the Bold.
Okay, because you did say the Batman. I was making sure.
All right. But Brave and the Bold, I had such a huge issue getting into that because of a lot of the Silver Age camp. And like, I get it was part of the joke, but I hate Bader's depiction of Batman. I hate him. I hate Bader as Batman, except in the Harley Quinn.
Oh, I know what episode it was. It
Which
was
one?
the Doom Patrol one.
That episode's so good. I love that episode.
That's what got me. Was the Doom Patrol
Where
one.
it reminds you that Doom Patrol dies all the time.
One that made me like start changing my mind though about the Batman show though was probably the episode with the Red Hood where him and Joker are teaming up because it's
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
of the
Earth or whatever.
Owlman.
Yeah, because once I started watching it, I was like, oh, no, actually, this is great. And it also helped me warm up to Silver Age comics again. And I'd been, like, very, like, I don't want to read anything from the Silver Age. Now I got, like, Silver Age omnibuses. I got a problem. But anyways. Great
this
show.
It
was just a shock because all the Batman that had existed in my life was, like, gothic dark Batman. We didn't have any silly Batman. And I only associate silly Batman with the Adam West movie. Because I never saw the show. I just saw the movie, so...
Yeah, this show introduced me to, Plastic Man, Red Tornado, Wannabes, Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle. Some of my favorite characters of all time. Like, I am a big Plastic Man fan because of this show.
It's the reason I'm a Blue Beetle fan.
I love Brave the Bold Aquaman. He's such a himbo. I love him so much.
He's the best.
He's one of the characters I hated the most.
I knew you. Of course, you hate fun.
Wow. Just went for the throat. Love it.
But Red Tornado's great.
He was annoying.
He's fun. He's so severe. I love it about it.
I hate him being like that old, like actual king stereotype where he has to always be going on about stories that he had.
Have you read Aquaman comics?
And Aquaman. But Red Tornado has some fantastic episodes. Wannabe's Sacrifice was so good.
Yep.
It's so many. Equinox was such a great villain.
The Wonder Woman teaser. Where it's just all structured around Steve Trevor being a sub and Wonder Woman's theme song playing.
Oh god, there's some funny jokes in this show. It's so great.
So great.
My favorite segment.
I love the Superman episode.
Oh, that was a great one. I love people posting when they did the switcheroo. My favorite part is they didn't wear Clark didn't wear the cowl. He wore a mask with Bruce's chin.
My favorite part is how much they got away with. Superman's turned into a real different person.
Yeah, he just super dick for the old Silver Age covers. It's great. I love it.
I'm not gonna marry you, Lois, no matter how many times you try.
Earthquake.
The best episode still is the Space Ghost one.
The Space Ghost.
Was great. I think my favorite segment and one of my favorite episodes is the Aquaman family road trip episode.
Oh god, I love when the villains monologuing. They're in a death trap, and Aquaman and Mirror are sorting out their marital problems.
Also, the great segment of the Arthurs of the Currys of the sitcom with the musical Black Manta tries to Black Manta always mailing me dynamite in my mailbox. I just love that moment where they just use Aqualad to decoy.
I could talk about Brave and the Bold all day. Let's get to another show. The show that came out at the exact right time when I was starting to get into comics and I was getting into DC stuff. Young Justice. I just merged all 4 seasons into one.
Hot take. I think season 3 and 4 are equally good as season 1 and 2. I enjoyed. They have problems definitely, but I think especially season 4 is hated on too much.
Season 4 is way hated on too much. I think the proper ranking is 1, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah, I understand why.
But all 4 seasons are really good because the problem I see is half the complaints I see about Young Justice are it's not like the comics. It's not supposed to be. It is Earth 16 in the DC multiverse. Things are different. That's the point.
Also, it's ironic people say that, but I still love 7-3 Titans.
Exactly. I saw the same thing. It's so hard being a Young Justice fan sometimes. You see people go, it's not enough like the comics. They don't act like the comics. And then I see that they have a 2003 Teen Titans profile image, and I'm like, you don't care. Anyways, the show also remember that the Milestone heroes are awesome, and they should be featured.
Mm-hmm. I think because, I think what the strength of Young Justice is like Brave the Bold and Unlimited. It showcased the DC universe,
yes,
and you get
it is the DC universe Earth 16. It is not a show about the same cast of people. It is the show about Earth 16. It is about moments in time. It was, I gotta tell you, it kind of pissed me off when they did the 5-year time skip at the beginning of season 2 when it was airing, because we weren't expecting that. And I was like, what do you mean? What happened?
You didn't play the awful video game?
No, the video game came in later, because the video game was supposed to come out between season 1 and 2, but
it got delayed.
And they said nothing about the time skip ahead of time. They did the cold open, and it was like a different Robin. I was like, okay, some time has progressed, and they're like 5 years later. And I was like, what? The shocking moment for me.
Soundout saying right now, guys. Soundout saying, "Oh yeah, 4 gets really hated." When 4 was airing, Soundout was like, "I hate this fucking shit."
No, 3. 3 was the season I had problems with. It was the front half is 3 with all the uber violence was the one I was complaining about. 4 I loved. I loved 4 top to bottom.
I think 3, like, it definitely starts out rough, but I think
3 works its way out. But the problem I had with 3 was like they're like, here's Halo. She's Muslim. We're killing her in every episode because she can't die. And I'm like, why do you have to kill her in every episode?
I think what makes season 3 for me is I think there was some great character art. Was it season 3 that had Cyborg's arc also?
No, that was
right?
season. Was that season 3 or was that season 4?
You know,
that was 3. That was 3. Yeah. When they introduced Cyborg, that was a good. That was when things.
Cyborg's arc and especially Beast Boy's arc, like Garf's arc in that show is strong because he actually talked about his goddamn trauma, and
Doom Patrol go.
Go. That I love that segment so much, but it's also sad at the same time.
I loved it.
When there's trouble, you know who to call.
Yeah.
But like this show has, I think what made with this because I want to talk about mostly 3 and 4 because I feel like they get so much hate. But I think what makes like season 3 and 4 the most is they allow characters to grow. Because Connor,
they also allow characters to make mistakes, which is so nice.
Yeah. Well, Megan, like they make Megan. You think she's gonna be the whole happy-go-lucky does? No, she does mistakes, and I'm glad they cover that. They talk about that, but like Connor is my. I think Connor. I'm so happy because he went from this good brooding, I hate who I am kind of guy to like such a good dude at the end of season 4. It makes me happy to see him happy and such. And like Calder's arc was great with the Black Man and stuff, and then having his like polymetric relationship with his wife and husband was really like nice to see. And I really like how there
was so much stuff the show did to expand and highlight characters that didn't get focus in things. Yeah, like we had a Nightwing that wasn't just a flash forward or a 1-season thing.
I really like how they handle Cassandra and Stephanie's stories. I love Fred Bug.
Corey mentioned one thing I dislike about Young Justice is how it felt like it would never end. That was the idea. They never structured the show to have an ending because it is the stories of Earth 16 of the DC universe. It is not like it's supposed to be. Everything's always ongoing. They're not trying to like set it up to always have a follow through. It's the story keeps moving, time keeps moving forward. It is the closest thing to reading comics you can get out of a TV show.
Yeah, and I like that. I like it doesn't have ending. That's good. Honestly, I'd rather the show have a good ending point, but it could still continue. Yeah. Like there's.
Plus, there's also this thing of like Green Lantern, the animated series, has the same events happen in this show's continuity, and there's a Catwoman movie that takes place in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love Fred Bug. Fred Bug is precious.
Fred Bug with 2 G's.
Oh boy, not him again.
Fred Bug with 2 G's.
I think my only problem is I wish they didn't kill poor Wally. I gotta
give him credit though for not bringing Wally back because the fans were demanding he come back and they stuck to it.
I think what I dislike about the Wally death is they weren't clear. I think because they weren't clear, he's either dead or stuck in the Speed Force. They don't.
Yep. I think one of the most interesting things, the guy who could come back, they kept permanently dead, but then they go make a Muslim character who cannot
invincible, just Kenny from South Park.
I think the thing too is, I did like that. I did like that they would pick up little plot lines, and they would just like drop Jason Todd in the background. And they're like, yeah, someone brought him back. It was like little things where it's like, is that going to be a plot line?
Also, shout out for having Rocket as a main character in season 4 also.
Yes, and for Icon having dialogue in something. I have a voice to put to Icon finally.
Yeah, good old Tony Todd.
Good old Tony Todd.
I have a funny story about Icon.
Yeah.
episode where he first debuts in Young Justice. I'm watching it with Dark on. We're watching it together. I forget if it was lunchtime or dinner. We're just sitting there watching it. Shout out! I remember he goes to me, "Who's that black guy right next to Superman?" And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's their depiction of black. And then like my brain is like, holy shit, hold on. And I run it, I grab my comics, I'm like, it's this dude on this cover. I don't know who the hell he is, but it says something milestone crossover. It's this guy. It's this guy on the
Oh
cover.
yeah, you picked up a Worlds Collide issue.
Yes.
Also,
Yes, I just run it. I run into the other room and I pull out the and then immediately I go and I start texting Soundout on like Twitter. Hey Soundout, what the fuck is this issue? And why is this black man here? What's going on?
And then I had to Google, and I was like, "Who is Icon?" And that's what put me down the rabbit hole of like what is Milestone Comics, and then what got me
and
obsessed
that's what's
about that
great about the
universe.
show. It introduced you to all these concepts.
Yeah.
It's great. Also,
it was the funniest shit ever though, because I'm like, oh, I know who this is, and it sounds like, who the hell is this guy?
Also, I want to shout out. I love about the season finale of season 4 of The Wedding is I love in season 1 when they had to infiltrate Maximum Prism, and you have Connor and Megan, disguised as siblings.
Yeah.
and then you have Tommy Terror thinking they're siblings, but then when shit got to the end, and then like Connor's like Megan, and like kissing it, it's like dude, that's your sister.
Oh, with Icicle,
really,
Icicle.
Icicle, and then
Yeah.
the car's like, no, we're not. And then I love he invited him in the wedding at the end of the season 4.
Yeah, because they had a couple
love
exchanges
that.
where like Icicle Jr. was really rooting for them to make it happen, and so he's at the wedding.
I love that. It's such a great callback.
That's the thing about the show I love, is all the little details, all the connections, the way everything flows together. And damn it, Warner Brothers, put season 4 on Blu-ray already. Jeez. It's been 2 years.
You know what's another great moment in the show still?
Yeah.
Another great moment is the fact that everyone keeps forgetting Brett Spiner was the Joker.
Brent Spiner was so good as the Joker, I gotta tell you.
Also, props for...
I was talking about it on Jerry's stream the other day. About
Yeah.
I love how Brett Spiner's Joker is probably the greatest Joker that we never got better a development on, because we find out he's not actually psychotic. It's just a bit.
Yeah.
Just one giant bit.
Also, props for you have the whole Roy clone arc, but I love by the end by the end he's just a happy dude with his clone brother at the end of the show.
I love
This is
that.
a Roy
I love
that can
that
be
whole
happy.
episode when they did the episode where it's just them having to work as a detective agency or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Harper Arrow security or something like that. I love that.
I also love the part where Roy almost starts banging Artemis and shit, and the child's even like, new mommy, no, my sister is aunt is mommy. Like, I was like, oh, this is hilarious. I love this weird little
Roy, should we be
triangle.
concerned about our child screaming in joy at the ultra-violence?
I still love that.
That was great.
I still also love the one where the child was a baby on the back. Hey, you're the one who brought it. Hey, I didn't have anyone to babysit her. Like, all the stuff with the child is great.
Mm.
That child, if they have to make another season of this show, which they probably won't, I just want to see a version of the child being a toddler, killing everything.
No, I would say
super level, assassin shit.
No, I would say just like Justice League. I really wish Donna was just part of the main cast.
Yeah.
Poor Donna Troy. This is I think her only anime. I think this was her animation debut. And she was relocated to be
What do you mean
Senator.
animation debut.
Oh no, she was an she was Aqua,
Oh, right,
but,
she was in, the Teen Titans.
the Teen Titans, but still, those are first.
I love how I'm sitting there like,
Yep.
wait, then who the Beagle?
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was her. Yeah.
I love that. You guys first, me. Then who the hell is me? Looking I'm looking at
Who was in my Teen Titans shorts? Scotty says, did Secret ever show up in animated Young Justice? Yes, she was in a single episode in season 1, but they did have Secret in the show. Commodore 64 and his brother are about to check out Madam Web. Have fun with that.
Poor souls.
You watch that with a group. No one watches Madam Web alone. All right, Green Lantern the animated series is also an A-tier show.
The show.
I wish it lasted longer. I think it was such a strong show. And they were smart. They were like, what should the villains be for our Green Lantern show? The Red Lanterns. The thing that's made the comics popular. As opposed to the movie that's like, let's fight Parallax. No, let's fight the Red Lanterns.
Razor, I think, Razor is one of the best.
Razor is such
examples.
a good character. He transcended this show to pop into Young Justice.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it took now for him to be in the comics. But like, I think
version of the phrase. I used to love the Red Lantern whole mantra of when they have to charge up and stuff. And
yeah, like right.
You can't have all this murder and pillaging.
Yeah, the Red Lantern oath is way more interesting in the animated show than it is in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story. It's one of those shows. I think this Green Lantern Animated is one of those shows that could have been S if it finished. Pretty much.
Yep. And the reason it failed was because it got canceled because there was no toy line because retailers would not pick up a toy line after how disastrous the movies were.
Whereas the movie was.
Yeah, the movie toys sold so bad they were like, we don't want Green Lantern
toys. The movie was a disaster?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I know.
It's not like it
ruined
DC forever.
Was in it, man.
I know, right?
Moving on. Teen Titans Go. I'm not going to get into this. I'm just going to put it right here in B next to the other Teen Titans. This show pumps out 52 episodes a season. They're not all going to be winners. But when it hits pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of clunkers along the way. Also, they haven't aired a new episode in 9 months, and I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, it's a classic example of, we got order for 50 episodes. Quick, we need to come up with 50 episodes.
What was the Saturday Night Live sketch with David S. Pumpkins? It's 100 floors of flights, or 100 floors of frights. They're not all going to be winners.
Yeah, it's classic. Yeah. We need to write episode. Episode idea. Oh no,
especially because it's comedy too. You have to yeah,
yeah. It's like what's this episode going to be about? I don't know. The Titans need to go to the bathroom, and one of them is stuck in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah.
But then there's some other great episodes like Nostalgia isn't a replacement for an actual story. The Night Begins to Shine. The Space House crossover. The whole Bumblebee arc.
Soundout, you're forgetting. You're forgetting.
Yes.
Girls' Night Out.
Girls' Night Out. Yeah, that was a great
amazing.
One.
The Aquaman episode. The Aquaman episode is so funny.
Mm.
I think for me, the show
one about the sandwich, the ultimate sandwich that
the legendary sandwich is the first episode.
It was? I thought it was the sixth.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there when it aired. I remember that.
I thought that was burger and burrito.
No, first episode's ultimate sandwich.
I would say the show. I think the show is as best
so
as the DC.
Me that great joke of Beast Boy finding out he's dead. That's beautiful.
Oh god.
I think the show is best when it's a DC comedy. I think when it's like poking fun at the DC universe,
or when they bring in somebody random like Freakazoid or Beetlejuice.
Yeah, when the show just random gag of the day is definitely you can tell they're really kind of stretching for jokes. But when it's purposely parodying the DC universe, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
About the one with Robin being so naive he doesn't realize that his test driver is actually a fucking bank robber. So he's actually the getaway driver.
And there's that episode where they're wanting to get a Snyder cut made of them, and then Zack Snyder just gives them haircuts.
That was great.
Yeah.
I love that one episode where they go. Is that the same episode where they actually meet like George Perez and them, and they're like, "Oh my god!" That's
a different one. They have two episodes where they meet George Perez and Marv Wolfman.
I love those episodes.
I love it too because they meet George Perez and Marv Wolfman at a comic convention. They're like, "Draw us in an awesome style," and George and Marv just come up with the weirdest shit you've ever seen, and I'm like, "Yes." It understands what made them work.
My favorite one. I love the other one where it's like George and Marv try to figure out how to make the new Teen Titans. It's all these random skits.
All these terrible ideas they had. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. But what about the greatest episode ever? The Thanksgiving special, where they become the Justice.
Yes, when they become the Justice League, and Beast Boy says that he's the Martian men's hunter because he hunts men's.
And I love how the only way
good stuff. Robot does bring up a good point though that the show got oversaturated because of the Cartoon Network schedule. That can definitely sour the experience. I can see that. That's definitely. It's so good. It's just not like.
I feel like the faults of Go. It's less to the show itself and more just the surroundingness of it, pretty much.
Also, anytime people call the Teen Titans Go creators talentless hacks and then say they love the Super Mario Brothers movie, I just laugh.
They're the same people, the same writers.
Same writers, same directors. They got to go do something else. Let's get serious. Had no reason to be that funny. You're right. That's a J4J.
I love the episode only because Carrie Payton also voices Calder.
Yeah. Alex Ashbourne, we will rank Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans a different day on the DC anime
Plus-
tier list.
That will also include the movie. The movie also.
Yeah, all the
I just want to
movies.
get some more mashed potatoes. What the hell?
Hey, Nix.
Beware the bat.
I need-
Only hitting a
I
C. Yeah.
I
was
need
about to
I
say,
need to
I think it's a
rewatch
B.
this show. I haven't rewatched a show
The
since
last
it
time I
aired.
watched it, I had to watch 12 episodes one night on Toonami.
I feel
I
like
was there
this,
for that.
I feel like the show. I think it's one of those. I think I really. That's why this is the show I want to rewatch the most because I want to see how I feel about it now. Because I remember I think it was okay when I watched it, but I feel like
Yes.
if I rewatch it now, would I like it more or not like it? Like
I think it
or
still
not
hits
like it?
mid tier for two reasons. One,
It's gonna be good mid, not bad mid.
it's good mid, not bad mid.
Yeah.
I don't want to move it to B. I got 2 problems with it. First of all, the theme song's too short. It's such a great theme song, and I'm like, why is it only 25 seconds? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Second, I liked the stuff with Katana, and I liked Alfred, and I liked the dynamic, but I also felt like the show was way too slow in introducing these elements.
Yeah. Like
And then number 3, it was nice to focus on lesser known villains. I thought Professor Pig and Mr. Toad were kind of a neat duo, and I liked Magpie. But a lot of the ones they introduced just kind of like were just wet blankets. They didn't really do anything with them.
I like how they handled. Was it Arc? What was his name? Arc. What was his name? The white dude. Arcanus. Arcanus. What was his name?
Yeah.
Well, it was like he was like the main villain.
Tobias Whale.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
I would have said
like,
but then the Black Lightning show came along and made it better. Tobias Whale. So.
Yeah. Anarchy.
That was the other guy. Yeah. I was mixed on Anarchy, but I thought it was a good adaptation of the character in the sense it worked for the show as kind of him being an anti-Batman.
I did like how they adapted Deathstroke in the show.
I thought that was cool too. Too bad the show got tax written off, pulled from airing, put on Toonami where it did better, but then they were said you can't air these episodes past this day, and so Toonami said, well, okay, and then just aired the rest of the show all night until their deadline.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a show I'm really curious to revisit because because it's unique. It's like it's practically an outside. I remember it just becomes an outsider show.
It was going to be an outsider show because they had Metamorpho in this season. Season 2 was going to introduce like Black Lightning and
I'll say compared to say K Crusader, I think I like this more as an earlier Batman because it's different. It's unique.
It is different. Unique. I will say though, Gotham City looked a little too empty. I know that was a CG budget limitation.
It's called CG budget.
But it was a little too empty. It didn't feel like it didn't feel like a lived-in city. It felt like
also I think also is I think the character designs are good, but I think they didn't iron them enough for 3D animation because one of those. I think Green Lantern looked really good for a 3D show.
Yeah.
And I feel like they actually properly translate the concept art designs to 3D. This one feels like they did one initial pass and then 3D model. I feel like they needed to do some more tweaks. Because you can't just make a 2D drawing and make it 3D. You need to tweak the design to make it look better in 3D. Because there are some models that look funky in the show, I remember.
Definitely. All right, Batman Unlimited, a web series short to promote a toy line. I wish it extended beyond it, but it didn't even have dialogue. D tier.
I like the movies better because at least they're silly.
We will talk about the movies later. Yeah, the movies are better. The shorts are like nothing.
They're just toy commercials.
DC Superhero Girls 1.0, the web short series. I'm gonna put that in C.
Hey, do you like? It's very much made for girls, but at least it's kind of fun.
At least gives you something. It's not like I feel like Batman Unlimited just put it in front of the kid and stimulate them for like 3 minutes. Whereas I feel like DC Superhero Girls at least had characters and dialogue and stuff.
There is substance. It's just I think one of those you compare the show to the G2 version.
Yeah,
it just fails in comparison.
Justice League Gods and Monsters Chronicles. I'm gonna put that in D because I don't even know why that it bothered to exist. That was a Machinima series showing the origin of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman for the Gods and Monsters direct-to-video movie, and because they were exclusive to Machinima, they weren't on the Blu-ray, and therefore nearly became lost media, except for somebody snagging them before Machinima went down.
Definitely their recover media. Thank God.
Thank you,
Oh, no.
piracy, because otherwise we wouldn't have them anymore.
Oh, the next show depresses me because I love it so much, and it just gets forgotten.
Yep.
Oh.
Justice League Action. That's an A tier. It's one of the best DC shows that nobody watched because it aired at 6 in the morning on Saturdays.
Yeah, it was like a couple things. It was that, and I think it wasn't the failure that we didn't cut also that made the show go completely right.
Yeah, there was a lot of problems going on.
It's just a shame because it's such a fun show. Like,
it is the closest we got back to Justice League Unlimited in the sense of explore the DC universe for an episode.
Yeah, this is
that's also, you know what's crazy? John Ashton is in it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Shazam. I really like it, Shazam.
There are so many like amazing casting choices in this show too, and they made like Space Cabbie a main character. Like it's carried the spirit of Justice League Unlimited in a way I hadn't seen the show do.
It's such a fun way. Also,
Yeah.
I love Fire. This show introduced me to Firestorm, and he's now one of my favorite DC characters.
Yeah, he's pretty great. There was a sad thing of like we knew that they were going to do Aquaman and a few others that were going to be.
They back girls because I think they back for design also.
There was a lot of designs that never came to be, but what we got was great. There was 52 11-minute episodes, and then there was also a series of shorts that were on the DC YouTube channel. I think they still are.
They love re-uploading them. I love.
And they're on the DC Kids channel. Justice League Action, I believe, is on Prime Video. It's finally streaming. Yeah. It took forever, but it's finally streaming. It never was streaming on any Warner Brothers own platform. But
the show fully introduced me to Stargirl. She's one of my favorite characters.
She's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like Alex mentioned, there's an episode where Mark Hamill voices everybody.
Yeah, even him.
He's the Joker, the Trickster, Swamp Thing, and Mark Hamill.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great stuff. Great show.
That's literally my dad's favorite episode too.
Yeah,
he doesn't really watch cartoons.
There's also the one where Batman and Superman play good cop, bad cop with Deadshot.
My god, that's like
coffee.
What are you doing with your teeth? It's unsettling.
That's me. That's me in Soundout. That's literally me in Soundout.
You like you're doing it with sprinkles?
All right, DC Superhero Girls version 2. So I gotta move us along. I'm getting tired.
This is a really fun show. This is really fun.
This one does take, it's definitely like it goes from the outset of like we're not doing comic accurate stuff. We're taking the DC Superhero Girls, putting them in high school and changing the dynamics. And I like it. I like a lot of the way the characters were done. I kind of dig that Supergirl is like kind of rougher. She kind of reminds me of Power Girl a lot.
It's kind of a fusion of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, even one episode she wore the Power Girl outfit.
I like that Bumblebee had focus.
Oh yeah, she was cute.
Like
I love Jessica.
And I love the dynamic between Jessica Cruz and idiot Hal Jordan, who has so many X's that they include Sinestro. There's a whole episode about bitter ex of Hal Jordan, Sinestro.
I think my only issue with the show is one, I really hate Barbara on this show.
Barbara's in the show. I couldn't find her.
Oh yeah, do you also drill your ears out every time she speaks?
Yes. Also, when Harley and her showed up and were singing together, I was like, "Kill me now."
And also, I think
did I put this in A? I meant to put it in B. I'm sorry.
I think
I raised it too high.
My other problem is, and this is a fault with other shows that Lauren Faust wrote, is sometimes I understand it's a girl focus show and they want to have the girls in the main focus, and
sometimes gets too. It sometimes runs into the
too
girl smart, boy dumb. Yeah,
boys dumb. Yeah, it gets too much in that territory.
Unlike Gail Simone, Lauren Faust is a known sexist.
It gets there's always a balance,
sexist, but not really sexist.
I did like their Hawkman. Their Hawkman was cool. I like that he was like the kind of like the loner, quiet, not on a sports team jock of the high school.
I hate the Titans. I hate the little taller Titans. This show, they annoy me.
Yeah,
so much.
I love the Bruce Wayne though. The Bruce Wayne who's just like getting followed by reality show cameras all the time and is just playing
versus I really do not like this for just Superman. I really hate
that. Was carried forward from the Super Best Friends Forever DC Nation shorts for sure. Like this dynamic of Superman being a jerk to Kara for no reason.
Which I hate because I love Clark so much, and Clark is one thing, he isn't sexist. He is such a Ma would have taught him better.
You know what is the best part about this? You know the best episode in this whole show is, and Wheels knows where I'm going with this because I never shut up about it.
Already said it. Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Was that
Ra's al Ghul as a heavy metal band frontrunner who uses
Yeah,
his music
I
to
remember
mind
that.
wipe people and brainwash
Yeah.
them. And the fact they
Yeah.
brought in like an actual heavy metal guitarist and singer to write a song for Ra's al Ghul to
Guys,
brainwash
The
people.
best part about it was Soundout literally watches it and like comes to the Skype call and like, yo, I need you to just watch this right now, Wheels. Sit the fuck down. And I'm like, I'm already sitting, Soundout, you insensitive piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Though I would say, and it's not a fault. It's not the fault of the show, but like I love Jessica Cruz. She's one of my favorite Green Lanterns. But can shows please, can media please use Simon? So Simon's such an underrated character. It's like
You know why they won't use him? Because he has to come with the gun.
But he gets rid of the gun. He gets rid of the gun after a while.
Story relies on him having gun and learning.
But yeah, there's the whole arc in
gun.
Lanterns where he has this great debate with Batman about using the gun, and he stopped using it after that. It's great. I love Simon, and
I love that. Simon has never appeared outside the comics, has he?
Nope, just Jessica. I love Jessica, but we need Simon.
It's just like the Lantern show that James Gunn's working on. I'm like, I'm sure it'll be great or whatever, but like, it's a detective mystery. I'm like, so why is Jo not the main Lantern? She's the detective.
All right, guys, here's the plan. You just gotta bank that I can one day get one of my shows made, so that I can
put Simon Baz in it.
Doing a D. Exactly, because the next day, you're the first thing you're gonna see is like they're gonna be like, "All right, Wheels, did they sign on to give you a DC show?" You just see me pull out a gun and cock it. Oh god, that means Simon's in it.
Also, you think also about Simon about the gun thing. DC, as we know, DC Warner Bros. Hate guns, so they won't even give him his gun if he ever includes animation.
Jeremy Card's a good point. Cobra did do the brainwashing band thing, but their music wasn't as good as Ra's al Ghul's. Ra's al Ghul's song was so good. I'm just like, yeah, I would have followed him too. Honestly, like that, it was too good. All right,
guys, this is just me. If I was to make like I said, this is gonna happen. If you guys find out that I'm making a show, this is how I'm gonna tell you. This is how I'm gonna tell you.
Moving on, Harley Quinn. Reason why is because I thought the first 2 seasons were pretty solid. It is like, specific brand of comedy. It is an adult animated show with no rating restriction. Season 3 and 4, I feel like they started running out of ideas, and they were just like, how gross can we get?
Yeah, go look at the Valentine's Day special.
I think the Valentine's Day special kind of broke me a little bit on the whole show. But
okay, I don't know if I've seen this one yet, so I'm gonna need.
You've probably seen clips. You probably have seen clips of it.
I don't know. Bane has sex with a building.
It's one of the things where I haven't seen the Harley Quinn show fully yet, but like I admit I really like some of these characters. They're just kind of fun. I love
this version of King Shark. I don't want any other version of King Shark.
He's so great. I love it.
I still love the infamous one when they have him in prison and they go, "Fresh fish, hey, y'all effing racist."
All I can think is Clayface, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Where's my toaster, Bruce?
Yeah. No, electric car. Where's my electric car, Bruce?
Where's my electric car, Bruce?
Yeah.
Where's my electric car?
Yeah, there is the Valentine's Day special. I think is after. Is it between season 2 and 3, or is it between 3 and 4, or something like that? There was
3 and 4. 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yeah. I love this version of Ivy though. I think it's probably my favorite Ivy.
Because I'm not too into Harley nowadays, but I think the show shows the best of her. Say
it gives her arcs and character work.
No, because my problem with Harley, with a lot of margin, it's just she's the crazy girl half the time, but they let her actually be human, which I think why people like Harley. So having her show her human side is good, and I think the show's really good about that.
But yeah, no, I like I said, season 1 and 2 really good. Season 3 and 4 not so much. That's
Harley
why it evens
Quinn
out
gave
to
me
a C.
cancer.
Batwheels. I have not watched that and never plan to.
It's a preschool show. I watch a little bit with my my niece and nephew, and I'll say it's a fine show, but I think Spidey and Some Amazing Friends is a better preschool superhero show.
My Avengers Superman's an S. I'm not debating.
I love the show is my everything.
This show is my only hope at DC right now.
This show,
I think that's the only reason you're giving it an S.
Because the thing is, I'm putting it as an S. Season 3, like as it progresses, there's the only problems that exist with the show for me is that it's 10 episode seasons.
But even then, they feel so.
It's
fresh.
Feel like it's fresh. It's exciting. I like it. I can't wait to watch it. My only complaint is that Ma and Pa Kid are non-characters in the show.
I know we need more of them, but like,
Yeah.
like as a Superman fan, this show was everything I wanted. Clark is such a good boy. He's such a precious
It's the
being.
first
I love
Superman
him.
cartoon since Superman the Animated Series, and it lives up to that legacy of establishing the character in that current day and giving a good template for how to do things.
I love the relationship between Clark and Lois. Jimmy is
I
great.
love Vegeta. Kara.
I love Kara. She's so great. I love her. And Brainiac in season 2, man. Oh man, I love him so much. He's such a great villain. That
I always
voice
say
actor.
Superman stuff needs to use Brainiac more. Like, stop using Zod all the time. I need more Brainiac.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh man, I don't know that the voice actor who does Brainiac in the show. He's so good.
Michael Emerson.
Like Michael Emerson. Like
he was
the
Joker in the Dark Knight Returns movie. He's so
Oh,
creepy
okay.
and everything. He was in Lost. He was on Person of Interest. He's on a show right now as well. He's
Wait,
great.
wait. Is Michael Emerson the guy who was in the Arrow as that villain?
Yes, he was. The glasses, kind of short. Looking.
What was he in What was he in Arrow again? What was his character?
I forgot who he was in Arrow. Let's go look him up.
Which villain was he?
But yeah, no, it just this is the show. It's really what Superman needs, and I love Superman. But the thing is with Superman is he's a character.
He was Caden James, the head of Helix. He was the hacker guy, the one that Felicity was going up against. Yeah.
But Superman is a character that is one of the all-time great characters. I love him so much, but he is a character. I understand why it's hard to get into because you just see the big dude.
This show did for Superman what X-Men '97 did for Cyclops.
Yeah, like you need when people see Superman, they think, "Oh, the big strong guy, right? Weak to kryptonite. Oh, that blah blah blah. Oh, he's boring." No, he is compassion. He cares for life. He is such a joy. He looks for the good in everything. I look up for this character because he's everything I want to be, but he also has his own fears because he is just a man. He has all this power, but
this back half of season 2 is all about his insecurity.
Yeah, he is human, and that's what I love about it. He has all this great power, but
insecurity should be is why the hell still letting Jimmy tag along?
Because Jimmy has game, damn it.
Jimmy has game. Jimmy has money.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know how many aliens Jimmy in every universe gets with? A lot, surprisingly.
Yeah, this show remembered that Jimmy Olsen has game.
I've been taught that he has never had game and never will get game.
Jimmy Olsen has game. And Suicide Squad Isekai I have not watched, do not plan to watch.
That's my only response.
That's the tier list, guys. So boat tier, Justice League Unlimited, because it's the boat carrying everything below it.
Can you tell we like DC for us rambling for about an hour?
This went on for an hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
S tier, our Batman, our Superman, our new Batman, our Batman Beyond Static, Brave and the Bold, Young Justice, My Adventures of Superman. A tier, Superpowers, Galactic Guardians, Ruby Spears, Superman, Gotham Girls, Zeta Project, Justice League, The Batman, Legion of Superheroes, Green Lantern Animated Series, Justice League Action. B tier, New Adventures of Superman, New Adventures of Aquaman, New Adventures of Batman, Challenge of the Super Friends, Superpowers Legendary Super Friends Show, Teen Titans Go, DC Supergirls 2.0. C tier, we had Batman from Filmation, Lobo, Crypto the Superdog, Beware the Batman, DC Supergirls, Harley Quinn. D tier, Super Friends, exclamation point. The all-new Super Friends Hour, Super Friends, not an exclamation point. Batman Unlimited, Justice League Gods and Monsters Chronicles. F tier, Plastic Man, World's Greatest Super Friends, Swamp Thing, and not watched Adventures of Superboy, Batwheels, and Suicide Squad Isekai. So, there we go, guys. You guys enjoy that? I think chat enjoy that because that was fun. It was fun as hell.
If we had this much talking about the shows, guys, I forget how much we got to talk about the movies.
You have no idea. When I was making, I have already built the tier list for the movies, so I can slip it in whenever we have time to do it. Maybe next week because news seems to be slowing down everywhere because Comic-Con.
Again, I think it's best to wait into Crisis Part 3 because I think Crisis Part 3 is a good bookend.
When does that come out? When does Crisis?
August.
August. Ugh. All right. Anyways, we're gonna do that tier list probably next month, but it's 98 movies. So
it's
it's going to be intense. And I got to tell you, I have already pre-planned in my head, a bunch of those movies are going straight to the F tier.
We know Injustice is gonna be S tier, right?
Sure.
It's gonna be right next
Shit
to
tier.
Final Frontier.
What was that?
I like
New Frontier?
I know you like Final. I know you like New
I'm making a
Frontier.
joke. I'm saying, yeah, it'll be in the F tier, right next to Frontier.
No, I said S tier for Injustice.
Anyways, we're going to do the DC anime movies. Scotty says maybe do it by decade. Fun fact, half that list comes from the 2010s.
Yeah, because they only started 2008, right? So
Yeah, and then the DC anime movies only started in 1992 with Mask of the Phantasm.
Mhm.
So, but this is the ranking for the TV shows. Do you guys here? Let me sneak preview since we're going overtime anyways. Who cares? Let's just spend a minute. Chill.
I'm gonna head off while you do your.
No, here we go.
So
We're gonna do this right here. This is the DC animated movie tier list. This is everything that is on DC animated movies from 1992 all the way through Crisis Part 3. This is everything. And
and this is not even including the Lego.
This isn't including Lego. This isn't including Fleischer Superman because that's just in its own thing. It does include the DC Showcase shorts because those are short films.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you're including the both Scooby crossovers, right?
Yep, both Scooby crossovers. Anything that was a 2-part movie is one ranking. So Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, that's just one.
The Crisis
Trilogy just one. But I did keep Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman separate because it wasn't.
But they
part
are
one,
two because they are separate movies. Yeah,
even though they did put out a combo pack combining the two, they are two separate movies. What was the other one? Long Halloween. That one's also combined. This is also where like the Vixen technically would follow as their TV series, but the movie version's the full complete story. So we're doing the movie version.
Same with Constantine.
Same with Constantine and Deathstroke. All those. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. Yeah.
Ray was a Freedom Fighter Ray. Is that tier or no?
That is also Freedom Fighters Ray is also here as a movie.
But isn't that CW? I forget.
So is Vixen, but we're just doing format, not doing universe.
Okay.
Which is why also Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders and Batman vs. Two-Face is here.
Yeah. All right.
So we're gonna be ranking all those sometime in the future, but not right now.
Hey, it's Wheels. Where can people find you?
Hold on, I'm eating.
Check out hero-club.com.
Who you? I'm eating.
Well, you can check out Wheels at wheelchair21 on Twitter, and also check out our site hero-club.com where we do interviews, new coverage, and all that stuff on Tokusatsu, comic books, or just any nerd-related media. We do interviews. Check out our channel. We did an interview recently. I edited it. You can follow me at Darko64. Also, support our Patreon. We need money. You can follow me at Darko642 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art commission like the one you see this very channel. You want any? Feel free to DM me on either Twitter or Soundout Disco Protocol. The link in the description below.
On that note, guys, there will be videos this week. The plan is to review the Guyver 4K as well as do the next episode of Sentai Showcase. We'll see if that all shakes out accordingly, but that is the plan. Plus some extra shorts as always. But we, of course, will be back. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat time slot next Monday for another great stream. And we will see y'all guys later.